Christopher can go to hell. Oh, nothing worse than the horse. Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like,
how do you say his name? Assminger?
Assminger.
Hey, these Hard Knocks guys are all over me right now. It's like I'm in back in Dayton.
You are a bit killer. Because you got to talk about sperm?
Here we go. You don't know. You don't know. And you know why you don't know? Because you're gutless, Andy. You're gutless.
Sedano Kap.
God, I'm going to mount you. Boom, bean, bump. Ding, da, bump.
Oh, here we go.
Ding, da, bump. Yeah, come on, Mike Trudell. Boom, bean, bump. Uh-huh. Boom, bean, bump. Bop, pick-a-doom, ding, bump. Yeah. Boom, ba, bump. Boom, ba,
Just got misty trying to get high there.
There you go.
Well, it is Friday. You ain't got nothing to do. You ain't got no job. I'm going to get you high today.
By the way, did you guys see that they're going to do a last Friday?
I did not see that.
Yeah,
No, I didn't
they
either.
just announced it a couple days ago.
And is O'Shea going to play Ice Cube?
I don't know, but Ice Cube's going to
No,
be in
Ice
it.
Cube's going to be in it.
Yeah.
Oh, Ice Cube's going to play
Yeah.
Ice Cube?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm sure that O'Shea will
Why
be
would
in it,
O'Shea
though.
play Ice Cube in Friday? It's not like a biography or a biopic or anything.
Well, the answer to that question is because I just figured that maybe Ice Cube is busy doing other things, and he's like, I don't have to do that anymore. I got O'Shea to do that
Well,
for me.
if it was like a prequel, then maybe O'Shea could do it. If it was like First Friday, right, as opposed to Last Friday, then it would make sense because O'Shea could play his dad, like a younger version of his dad. But Last Friday, that doesn't even make chronological sense.
It doesn't make chronological sense, I will grant you that, but maybe we'll figure this all out with O'Shea on Monday at Hollywood Park Casino.
Are you saying that so O'Shea would be Craig Jones then?
Craig!
Hey, Craig!
Okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
But Craig's
George,
already young.
that's true. That is true. He was young. That was young Ice Cube.
Doesn't make any sense.
George, I noticed you got Benny sitting on your lap today.
Yeah, he wants to sit on my lap for some reason.
Oh, he's so cute. I had a little bit of a dog situation here this afternoon. I took
So
my
I heard,
dog.
yeah, Jack stepped on a bee.
Yeah, I took Jack out for a walk, and the guy lifts up his left leg, because he's going to do a little bit. And then all of a sudden we start to walk away, and I notice he's limping on his right hind leg or foot or whatever. Yeah. And I look underneath, and there's a bee on the bottom of his foot. So I pull the bee off his foot.
What
and
about
then
the stinger?
He's kind of limping around. Well, I can't, so then I'm trying to wrestle the dog to the ground by myself, and I'm trying to get to his foot, but it must hurt him, so he's trying to bite me. And then my son got home, so my son picked him up and was holding him up, and I had my phone, and I was like looking for the little stinger in his foot. I can't find it, so I don't know if it's still in or if it got out. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it hurts because I stepped on a bee a couple of years ago. My foot was
remember.
black and blue and red for like a month.
A month?
Yeah. Oh, Mike, dude, I'm telling you right now, you don't want to step on a bee barefooted. You don't want to do it.
I rarely, if ever, am barefoot unless I'm literally on the beach.
Okay.
We're either going socks and sneakers or at the very least sandals.
Even in the
flip-flops,
house?
huh?
Nah, I don't like. See, here's the thing, George. With my three boys, and thanks to Cappy for messaging me on
Legos.
Instagram
The two
today.
boys and the girl. Right.
Well, no, Cappy did acknowledge that Riggs today on IG as a boy, which I appreciated.
I'm sure that Mike knew that I now know
Yeah.
that Riggs is in fact male.
Yes. Excellent, Cappy. Cappy, what was your day like yesterday at the arena? Did you do your little stroll? Did you do anything interesting before we get into the game with Michael?
I did do my lap. It is now, by the way, being called the Cappy Lappy.
Oh,
Okay, I did do my lap before the game. I did watch Steph do a lot of his shooting before the game.
Is it fun when he does that?
Oh, it's great. And there's a guy who passes him the ball over and over and over again. And it's a guy I've known this guy for 20 years. His name is Q. That's what everybody knows him as, is Q. Yeah. And he's part of like the Judd Bushler volleyball gang down in San Diego. And so I was out there BSing with him a little bit. I was going, "Hey Q, those are some very crisp passes you were throwing over to Steph tonight. Good job by you, pal." Right. And then I walked around, and let me tell you, there were some interesting characters there last night. Watching Andy Garcia meet up with David Beckham, and the two of them like exchanging cell phone numbers with each other was fun to watch. It was kind of a cool thing. George, I did spend quite a bit of time last night with our friend Kevin Harlan, who took off the headset, stood up so that we could spend some time. Got a chance to talk to Reggie Miller a little bit
you
as
didn't
well.
bother him like 2 seconds before the game like you did last time?
It's funny because he said to me, he goes, I am so sorry about the night before. And I go, what are you sorry about? I'm sorry. I'm like, I know you're busy. I just wanted to say hello. He goes, no, you don't understand. There were a lot of technical problems. He goes, and I was in the middle of it all. He goes, believe me, I would have gotten up. And so I was like, and he apologized. I apologized. Before you know it, we're hugging each other.
Double
we're telling
apologies.
each other.
Yes.
Yeah, and double hugs and love and everything else.
A full hug or kind of like a one-arm half hug?
No, he's
No.
a big hugger.
Big hugger. And by the way, Mike, like 3 hugs.
Okay, brought it all the way in.
Yeah, because first
How did it feel?
it felt great. Because first it was a hug of hello.
Yeah.
Then it was a hug of goodbye.
Hello.
But then we decided to keep on
Hello.
going. So then there was a third hug of goodbye. You know, a third hug
yeah.
in total.
Just a final. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
nice.
Triple hug.
Little triple hug action.
You didn't get to hug David Beckham?
I did not hug David Beckham. By the way, David Beckham, you know, for all the talk about how small Messi is, David Beckham, I've never seen him in person. He's really small.
He's a
Yeah,
babe.
I mean, a lot of soccer guys, for the most part, are not like humongously
No,
strapping dudes.
and I would
Maybe
always
it's some
ask-
of the German guys, you know. But
I would always ask my boy Landon Donovan, I'd be like, Landon, I go, are you like in professional soccer, is your body type like, is this what it is, you know? And yeah, so Beckham's not very big at all. I was surprised. You know, I think of Beckham as being so classy, and it looked like he had just walked off of a practice field for a youth game last night. You know, he was wearing like
He did.
sweatpants and oh, did he really?
Yeah.
How do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah, so it was a great night. The whole pregame festivities, watching Steph do his thing, watching Luka do his thing. But I will say this to you, fellas, I watched LeBron before the game, and I thought he was locked in, and I was like, "Oh, this is going to be the Lakers' night tonight." And it was a solid start to the game. Then things kind of cooled off in the second quarter. LeBron and Steph did their thing in the third, and then the Lakers just could never really get to a point where you believed they were going to win the game. I mean, they got it to within 5, but still, you never really thought they were going to win. Did you guys? Did either of you guys think they were going to win?
I watched it back. I mean, I knew the result, but when I watched it back, I didn't.
No,
I didn't feel like it was super competitive. Like I thought there were stretches. I think Austin Reeves did a really good job of trying to get them back in the game, but like it never felt like they were in danger. The Warriors.
And I really went back again today to watch because I know
Michael
heard,
was there, you know, on the floor. So what did you think, Mike?
Mike,
Well,
did you feel that?
Yeah, you know, I was kind of enjoying Cappy with the summary of all things in the arena, on and off the court.
Right.
I will give you my quick thought. I mean, Lucas summed it up after the game. He took it on himself and said,
He was terrible.
I can't play like that. It's on me. I played terribly. I looked like I was shooting with my left hand, even though I'm right-handed. And so that was certainly part of it. And I think the reason that it correlated, especially against the Warriors, so since they put Pods into the starting lineup and they get Jimmy and everything, and they are
Pods was out of control in
ridiculous.
that game.
I mean,
man.
he was literally like prime Klay Thompson. He had 8 threes. I
Especially
just do
that
want to
shot at
say
the
though,
end of the first half.
it
by the way.
wasn't
That was a killer.
not quite as shocking as you might have thought because he had 7 threes the game prior. I guess 2 games prior against San
he's
Antonio.
a good player, man.
But yeah, he was shooting threes and hitting them with Reeves in his face. So that certainly I think got them off on a certain foot. But like to me, the way that you beat this Warriors team is with power going downhill, and that's LeBron James. And LeBron has had this skeleton key against the Warriors small ball group, where even Draymond is forced to do what he did when he almost got called with a flagrant foul by trying to tackle him.
But there's one. You know, McMiniman talked about this yesterday, and he's right. There's one missing component there when it comes to that, which was Anthony Davis.
Of course, Anthony Davis, but
feasted on the Warriors.
Yes, but even so, Anthony Davis didn't play when the Lakers crushed Golden State in February. Neither did Luka, and it was because LeBron got downhill and went for over 40. And so, let me finish the point here. What happens in the second half?
Whoa. It's his show. Let
Tell
him
him,
talk.
Mike. Tell him, Mike. Get him, Mike.
Can
I talk?
Get
It's
him,
my
Mike.
show.
Sounds like George wants to
Get
take
him, Mike.
it. Sounds like George wants to take it.
George,
Can I
get him.
talk? It's my show.
Get him, George.
Can I talk? It's my show.
All right, hold on. I'm calling a 20-second timeout. I'm right
20.
now. I'm calling a 20-second timeout right now.
Yeah.
All right, Michael, you're trying to make a point.
Yeah.
Georgie, in this 20-second timeout, let's let Michael try to make a point. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right, 20 seconds.
Okay. So once LeBron realized, not really, once LeBron really started to be the initiator on offense, the Lakers' offense looked great in the second half. Early in games, though, since they got Luka has more often than not been that primary guy and that wasn't working as well against the switches of Golden State in the first half. So I think the formula moving forward against them, that might be more of a LeBron series in some ways than a Luka series, even though Luka can, of course, play so much better than he did. And that's, I thought, what was the main difference in the two halves against their specific switching defense.
All right, let's go. Let's get back to action.
I will I will address and rebut more, I would say, on the other side. How about that?
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. But what's on tap today here on 710 ESPN, thanks to Michelob Ultra? That's what's on tap. The Lakers are back at home against the Pelicans tonight. Fly, Pelican, fly. Coverage begins at 6, tip-off at 7:30 here, right here on 710 ESPN, or in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. We'll be back in a moment.
It's the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Every weekday morning at 9 a.m.
What's the worst old man thing that you've had happen to you? Have either of you ever fallen down the stairs?
No. You pulled the Donna Martin?
I thank goodness
Oh, my God.
there were only 2 steps left.
Oh.
Or I would have been all the way down. But
Onto the
yeah,
floor.
I've fallen down the stairs.
It's Trav and D-Far. Back Monday after Clinton and Friends.
On LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
Wildfires don't just destroy homes, they turn lives upside down. When the Eaton fire swept through, families were left scared and overwhelmed and unsure where to turn. You're about to hear something from someone who lived through it, one of Jacob's clients, one fighting for justice against Southern California Edison.
When I got the call, there was a fast-moving fire. I was like, no, this is not happening. And I tried to get out the car to get into the house. When I came out, flipped down the stairs, and I sat outside till almost 4 in the morning. I drove to the market, and I slept in my car. And when I went back, it looked like someone had dropped a nuclear bomb out today. And I couldn't recognize the streets.
If the Eaton fire left you and your family with nothing, Jacob Imrani is ready to fight for you. He's already filed lawsuits against Southern California Edison for their responsibility for the fire, and his team is helping families recover every dollar they deserve. Call 844-24-JACOB or visit calljacob.com. Together, we are LA Strong.
Call Jacob.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investment to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover train will quickly move guests between all terminals, the new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and a kiss and fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less. And trains depart every 2 minutes, beginning in early 2026. Learn more on this website, lawa.org/ESPN.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Our steamed vegetables and signature salads are made fresh for you. Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BREAK to 321-321. That's BREAK to 321-321.
This is Sedano and Kap on 710. Yeah. Sedano and Kap continues.
Really?
Right now.
I pray for someone like you.
Wow, I like the way you use the prayer emoji right there.
Finally found you all my life. Come on,
Are
Cappy.
you more of a Casey or a JoJo, Cappy?
Sam, I think I feel like I'm more of a JoJo today.
Okay.
Yeah, how about you?
You know, I can't say that I know the difference between Casey and JoJo because I really just affiliate them with that song and a couple of others. So, you know, I was hoping you would clarify a little bit by what your answer was, and then I was going to say the other.
Yeah.
You know, Mike, it's just interesting. Last night, I'm just going through my pictures from last night. I took a great picture of you while you were standing there on the court before the game.
Creep.
No, you were kind of hot. Actually, it's funny you say that. You know what? You think I'm a creep? There was a very attractive female reporter to your left. I don't know if you paid attention to her at all last night.
I mean,
So that's why you took the picture.
I'm not interested in her looks, no, but that's my friend Allie LaForce.
No, it wasn't Allie LaForce. I don't know who the woman was. I don't think she was part of the L.A. media. I assumed she was like part of the San Francisco media.
Oh, sorry, you're saying during like a live hit on the court?
During early before the game even started.
Okay, I thought you were talking about in the press row there.
And so I'm standing there and I'm zooming in on you to take a picture of you. Yes, a little creepy. And Bergman's like,
hold on. Doorbell's ringing. I'll be right back.
Oh, wait a second. Doorbell's ringing. Hold on.
Don't
and
worry, George. We got it.
Bergman
Is
said,
that like in Mr. Rogers when like a guest comes in?
Right. Yeah, George is going to have to go put on his slippers and his cardigan, you know. But Mike, I decided I was going to take a picture of you because I was like, look at Trudell. Look how cute he is. Look how good he's there. Look at him. He's doing his thing, you know.
Okay.
And Bergman hits me and goes, what a weirdo you are. And I go, why? He goes, what, you're taking a picture of that hot chick? I'm like, no, I'm not taking a picture of the hot chick. She's just standing in front of Trudell. I'm taking a picture of Trudell, that hot chick. Meaning you.
So basically you were concerned, or Greg was concerned, that you looked like a creep because you were trying to take an unasked for picture of a female, whereas really you were just trying to take a picture of me.
Right,
but
and
maybe
she was in the
nobody
way.
would believe that.
Right, she was in the way. She was like in front of you. I don't
Got
want
it.
to take a picture of her. What do I need a picture of her for? I needed a picture of you.
No, I understand.
To put on my wallpaper of my phone.
Yeah. Well, did you end up getting one of me?
I think so. I'm just trying to find it.
Okay.
I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to decide if maybe I accidentally did video instead of still photo. But I got some great pictures last night. I was standing right there. You know, you do this all the time. I was standing right there by Steph when he was shooting in the corner, and my boy Q was passing
Did we
him the
figure
ball.
this out? Sorry, I didn't mean to just interrupt. But
No, it's all right. No, the reporter that was standing next to Mike.
Yeah, did you figure out who it was?
I have no idea who this woman was. I have no idea.
You took a picture, though, you said.
Of Mike, but it just so happened she was standing to his left, and Bergman thought that I was creeping on this chick, and I was trying to take a picture of her, but I wasn't. I was taking a picture of Michael in action.
In action.
Doing his thing.
Okay.
Got it. George you had threatened a retort to my summary that it should have been more of a LeBron initiating game.
No. I agree with that part of
Okay.
it. But I also feel like, I know Steph came on late and was really good in the second half. And obviously Pods had his thing. But I just feel like this Warriors team is different. Like this Warriors team now, and Butler didn't necessarily have a great game either, I felt like. They're capable of more. They got great performances out of Pajemski, as you mentioned. And Kuminga, I thought, played his role perfectly yesterday. So I just think this
totally
team
agree.
is
Totally agree with you on that. Yeah, that was a great prove it kind of game for them, and I think everybody in the West was paying attention. So I'm with you, George, on that.
Yeah, I just think that they are a more capable opponent than they were previously.
No doubt.
Because they've got Kuminga back, they've got Butler. I think, and Pajemski's, he's got more experience. Like they're a pretty good team. Like I would not want to see them if I were the Lakers. Like if this was the first round matchup, I know that the ratings would be through the roof, but I would not want that if I were either team, to be honest.
Exactly what I was trying to say when Ireland was saying that he wants to see the Lakers and the Warriors in the first round. I'm like, no, that is not the series you want to see. If it were in another round, a little bit deeper into the playoffs, okay, great. But in the first round, that is a complete toss-up of a series. There is nobody in that. In fact, if anything, I guess I would say after last night, maybe Golden State would be favored to win the series. But that is not the team that I would, if I were the Lakers, I would not want to see them in the first round.
Well, I think that the chances of the Lakers facing the Warriors are actually pretty good. When you look at, and I'm going through right now, I've got this spreadsheet that's got everybody's remaining opponent, like who they're playing, like if it's home road and what the tiebreakers are and all of that. And outside of the fact that I think Golden State, to George's point, really proved that they're in that upper echelon, which I think the Lakers are as well. I certainly, like OKC, we know is a step ahead of everybody else. And then, but I think I'd have the Lakers and Warriors ahead of the Rockets, ahead of the Grizzlies, ahead of the Wolves, the Clippers. And the team that could kind of sneak in there is Denver as well, just out of respect for Jokic. But the standings took a little bit of a hit there for the Lakers, depending upon what happens in these back-to-back games at OKC. And for a while, guys, I was thinking, they've got the number 1 seed locked up. Maybe they play one of those seriously and they rest Shea and the other. I don't know. I think they may just try to go for 70 now and just try to send the Lakers some kind of a message, or not even specific to the Lakers, but just sort of send the league a message. No, we're playing every night still. Then we're going to get our week off during play-in. And if that's the case, right, then that's where the whole standings thing becomes even murkier relative to that Golden State loss.
I agree with you, Mike. I think that Oklahoma City does go for 70. I think they do try and send any kind of a message against the Lakers in these back-to-back games. The message being, hey, all you guys that say that young teams aren't ready to make a championship run, George, you talked about this yesterday. 2 years ago, they were just barely playing in. Then last year, they made it to the conference finals. Now this year, they're ready to make they're ready to make the move to the finals. So I think Oklahoma City goes for it and does try and send that message. And let me just throw something at both of you guys for a quick second.
Throw it.
So I had to go back and watch a little bit more today because in the first half of the game, if I'm really going to be honest about it, I was doing my thing up in the 710 suite. I always tell you, if you get an invitation to the 710 suite, the place goes off. The place is popping. And so I was up there doing my thing.
So you're kind of like hosting, basically.
I was very much hosting,
Okay.
Michael. Thank you so much.
Okay.
And I didn't really get a chance to really focus in on the first half. Second half, I listened to the game on the radio as I headed down south. I went back and watched a lot today because I heard a lot of complaining about Luka's defense. Jimmy Butler blew by him like he wasn't there. Draymond Green hit a three-pointer over him like as if he wasn't playing any defense of any kind.
Well,
Steph was able to drive through the
Draymond
lane.
shoots a three, but anyway, go on.
I mean, I guess my point is that for all the complaining that I heard today about Luka's defense, when I went back and watched the game again, there really wasn't any defense to his defense. I mean, he really did not provide much defensive coverage of any kind in this game. So I guess my point is that Luka, to me, is an offensive star. He's a guy who hits a lot of big threes. He's a guy who can drive and come up with creative shots. He's a guy who can drive and dish the ball out wide and find open guys. But defensively, was he worse last night than normal? Are the Lakers kind of getting tired towards the finish line, maybe? I'm just trying to find a good excuse here.
Well, so I'm curious what George thinks. My thought on it was actually that his defense was okay. In fact, I thought he stayed with Steph really well on a couple of possessions. Now, the ones that you mentioned, the Jimmy blow by, Steph got by him one time. That's going to happen in ISO play. Like, I thought the competition level from Luka was okay there. I think that, though, the offensive end, as we said earlier in the show, that is where Luka, and as he acknowledged, has to be better than what he was. And he has to be, whether it's being more direct. And again, these are all the things that Luka knows and says, and I think that he will be. But I found it to be more on the offensive side where the Lakers felt that, George, than on the defensive side from Luka.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday I would say so. He is not a good defender. That is inarguable. It's tangible, and it's something that his teams have to deal with.
He's at least big, though, and he can rebound. So there's, so he's not a total. It's not like a complete sit out there. Yeah, so he does something, and he's top five.
But
in the
he's
league
not
in
a
steals.
good defender by any measurement.
No, he's not a plus necessarily, but he's not, to me, like he's
a
not somebody
negative,
that
though.
kills you. And they got to the finals.
I would
in part
disagree
because
with
of
that. I would disagree that
George.
he can't.
Get him.
Because I would say this. So let's just say I've had the conversation with people who watch this stuff a lot closer than I do. And the conversation was basically, and Dallas did something very similar. It's why last year they added guys like P.J. Washington, and they made the changes that they did to their lineups with Derek Lively and Gafford playing the way that they played them last year. And they had Derek Jones Jr., who's also an excellent defender. And basically what ends up happening is let's just let's think of the Lakers 5-man lineups out there defensively, and I'm trying to do this on YouTube, right? Like kind of like an oval, right? Like that. Now the oval, this circle, right? Like can expand, right?
Circle of trust.
If guys are playing spread out, yeah, like a circle of trust.
Okay.
It can spread out if guys have to get spread out. But ultimately, what they generally do, if you notice what the Lakers do a lot, is they pack the paint, particularly when Luka's on the floor. So you see like if they were like all dots, right, of all the different players, they would be packed in as closely as possible. And they generally morph based on where Luka is on the floor. Like the circle or the dots of 5 will move around based on where Luka is. So I do think they do that because they know he's a deficient defensive player. Again, that stuff is inarguable. It's tangible. It's stuff you can see even beyond something like that, which is like, a second spectrum or more so hardcore analytics, software program that you'd have to see how those people move with him. But that's just what Dallas had to do last year too. It's very similar to what they had to do. The difference with the Lakers is they have to play even more compact, I think, around Luka because they don't have the length or the size that Dallas did. So to me, Luka will be a minus on defense, but if you have enough guys that are athletic enough to cover the ground, then the Lakers do when they're healthy, whether it's Rui Hachimura, Finney-Smith, Vanderbilt, LeBron, etc. They've got guys that can cover that ground, but it's going to wear on them. And over 4 series, if that's the way it goes, that certainly will be tested. The ability to cover all that ground. Now, he makes up for it certainly on offense, and he is a plus rebounder. I will give him that. But, I think that's what you're weighing there, is that his offense has to outweigh the deficiencies on defense, and the other 4 guys certainly have to make up for him. Now, He's not like Trae Young, black hole on defense, but, he's not good on defense by any measurement.
Well, sure. So this is sort of what my point is, though, about the game and kind of to what Cappy was talking about, offense versus defense. Typically, Luka more than makes up for whatever he might give back, even if we can disagree on the degrees of it, George, but on the defensive end, with how not only great that he is as a shot creator for teammates and for himself, but he just shoots the ball a little bit better, or a lot better than what did he end up being, 6 for 17, I think, in the game. And a lot of those
were 0 for 6 from 3-point range.
Yeah. And so that's the part where in the difference between, a peak LeBron where if LeBron has a poor shooting night, he can make up for it in a lot of other ways, including the defensive end. But that's where the parts of the ship, if there are holes in it, that Luka covers, though. That's why I mentioned the defense and the rebounding and the steals. He can still plug some of those holes for you, even if he's going to get blown by the occasional matchup. So overall, his presence as a player, what is he when he's fully going and fully healthy? Clearly top 5. Right now, as he's still kind of getting up to that full speed, where does he lie in there? And if the shots aren't going down, that dips a couple of spots, and that's why I think the offense ends up being important like that.
I got what you're saying, Mike.
Cappy,
yes,
save your thoughts for the other side, because I do want to. I think we need to break. We're way over.
We are,
and I want to get into the we're way over. I want to get into the Dodgers a little bit, but before we get into the Dodgers, I want to weigh in. I want you to weigh in on what you were going to say there. So write it down, because I know you forget.
Let me write it
You're
down.
very forgetful.
Right. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Wrote it down.
And
got
now
it.
tell us about real father's rights, and then we'll get to what you wrote down.
I would love to. Hey, listen, I have been getting messages from 710 listeners out there who are dads who are in the position that I'm talking about almost every day when I talk about Mark Real and real father's rights. I'm always saying, hey, look, you're a dad. You've got to be in your child's life. Your child needs you in his or her life, and you need him or her in your life. And look, everybody's got circumstances. Everybody's got things that happen, but these things can get worked out, but you've got to have the right legal team, and you've got to talk to real father's rights, because as we know, there's a lot of data to back this up, that family court more often than not unfairly favors the mom, particularly in custody cases and disputes. So if you're in that situation, let's get you to talk to Mark Real and Real Father's Rights. We are the father's rights attorneys helping dads navigate family court. It could be child custody. It could be child support. You may be in the middle of a divorce, or you're planning on getting a divorce. Could be domestic violence, you, her, it could be either side. And restraining orders in particular. What a hassle a restraining order is. Take it from me. So I'm just here to tell you right now that if you're a dad and you are feeling sidelined in your kid's life, we can help you at Real Fathers Rights. LAOCIESD, anywhere in Southern California. And here's our phone number, 833-ESPN-710, 833-ESPN-710, or RFR, like Real Fathers Rights, RFR710.com. Real Fathers Rights. Let's get real with Mark Real at Real Fathers Rights.
It's the ultimate wrestling experience and your chance to win tickets to WrestleMania. 2 chances to win. Go to ESPNLA.com right now and register to be there Monday afternoon with O'Shea Jackson Jr., Cappy, producer Lindsay Baseball, and me at Hollywood Park Casino, broadcasting live from 3 to 6 p.m. Double your chances to win WrestleMania tickets in Vegas. Just go to ESPNLA.com right now and click the ultimate wrestling experience. Sucker. Bang!
Next Gen is the official AC heating, plumbing, and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. That's right. Is your heating and AC system ready to power through the season? From quick tune-ups to full replacements, Next Gen has you covered. For a limited time, ESPN LA listeners can get a heating and AC tune-up for just $88. That's right. Stay in the game all season with an $88 heating and AC tune-up from Next Gen. Call 833-3NEXTGEN today.
NEXGEN. Call 833-3NEXTGEN.
Hey, it's producer Lindsay, and you know I'm a huge wrestling fan. Join Cappy, O'Shea Jackson Jr., and me to watch Monday Night Raw on April 7th at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room. We'll have ticket giveaways and a grand prize of 2 tickets to WrestleMania on April 19th in Las Vegas. Your attendance is your raffle entry. Plus, get a bonus entry when you RSVP at ESPNLA.com. But you must be present to win. See you Monday, April 7th at Hollywood Park Casino. Visit ESPNLA.com for details.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Harry Douglas here. Picture this, folks. You arrive at a hotel, you have an important meeting online, lined up with clients from all across the country, you have your laptop open, ready to begin, and the Wi-Fi is so terrible you can't even connect. These type of stressful situations happen all the time, but they don't have to. When you book a room at La Quinta by Wyndham, you have access to their free, high-speed Wi-Fi, so you can take care of those critical emails, join meetings on time, and even unwind streaming your favorite shows without having to worry. Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Book direct at LQ.com.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Take a look at me.
I feel like your fat is less visceral.
Oh, really?
The LA Afternoon Takeover rolls on right now.
Oh, come on now. Cappy, I will bet you a nice bottle of wine, okay, that you don't know the movie this song debuted on.
So let's see here. A little Jefferson Starship, right?
Right. It was in the 80s.
Right. And Lindsay, didn't you and I see Jefferson Starship?
Sure did.
Out at Yamava one night?
Sure did. Great
We
show.
did indeed. Okay. An 80s movie, George.
Yeah. You're never going to get it. This movie came out the same year the song.
Okay.
So the song came out on the soundtrack.
Okay. Will you give me a little something? Give me a little hint. Because I feel like this is like one of those like 80s John Cusack kind of films, you know?
I mean, you're in the ballpark. It's
Yeah.
not exactly John Cusack, but
Yeah.
you're in a similar genre.
Like an Andrew McCarthy kind of a film.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're in the ballpark.
Am I? Am I there? Like a oh,
You got
come
one
on.
get. Don't Google.
I'm not Googling. No Google. Everybody can see me on YouTube. No Google.
Okay.
No Google. No Google. It's not like a St. Elmo's Fire.
You get one guess. Is that your final
no,
answer?
it's not my guess. Can I get a lifeline? Can I get a one call, Regis?
No.
Come on. I'm gonna call my lifeline. I'm gonna call Mike Trudell.
Oh yeah. Good luck. He's not going to know this.
All right, give me a hint though. Okay, I already lose the bottle.
I'll
of
give
wine.
you one hint.
All right, go ahead.
Kim Cattrall is in the movie.
Kim Cattrall is in the movie. That doesn't help me very much.
Yeah.
Sex in the City.
No.
It's not Sex in the City.
No,
Okay.
can't be Sex in the City. It's
Are
an
you
80s
sure this
movie.
isn't in
Well
Sex in the
before
City?
Sex in the City, yeah.
It's an 80s movie. All right, give me another hint.
No, that's it, bro.
All right, well, dude, I'll take the L on the bottle of wine.
Okay.
But give me a hint. I still want to
Andrew
get
McCarthy
it.
is the star of the movie.
Oh, wait, is it like Mannequin?
It is Mannequin, but you lost out. You should have just guessed.
Come on, man. If you would have told me Andrew McCarthy was in it, and I
No,
don't even
but
know
that
where-
was easy.
I don't even know where the word mannequin came from. I mean, it like flew into my head and out of my mouth.
That movie was hilarious. It was Andrew McCarthy fell in love. He used to work at either he worked or he went to a department store. I don't remember what it was. He got trapped in a department store, and then this mannequin, who was Kim Cattrall, would come to life, and he like fell in love with the mannequin, and then she eventually, I guess, came to life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was
Mannequin.
hilariously stupid, but yeah.
I should have won that bottle of wine.
Yeah, too bad.
All right,
You
now
gave
I'm
it
gonna-
up. You said
now I'm
you
gonna-
took the L.
Now you're going to give me a bottle of Manischewitz. You're not going to give me a nice bottle. You're not going to give me a nice bottle of Silver Oak, something nice like that.
It would have been maybe some Silver Oak. You never know.
And I got nothing.
Yeah.
I got Jack Squad. I got Bupkis.
Anyway, Cappy, what'd you write down?
Well, the thing is Mike's making a good point about Luka's defense, and I buy what he's selling, which is to say this. If Luka's not going to be a good defender, and last night, again, look, you're playing – here's Steph Curry driving through the lane with these crazy layups that he has. Okay, fine. Here's Draymond Green, who, he's not going to hit a lot of three-pointers, but he's capable, and he puts one up over Luka's head. Okay, got it. I understand that Luka's not going to be a great defender. There was that one play in particular where Moody hit a three in the corner, and Luka's way out of position. He comes and he tries to get in his face, but the ball's already long gone. So he's not considered a good defender. Last night it seemed to like be exaggerated a bit, probably, Mike, because of what you're saying, which is if you're not going to be able to play decent defense, then you make up for it by scoring. You make up for it on the offensive end. And last night, from three-point range, he wasn't very good. He didn't seem very decisive going to the basket because so many times he gave up what I thought were going to be, shots in the paint. Instead, he dished it way outside. Yeah. So I hear what you're saying, that if he's not a good defender, then he has to make up for it with his offense. And last night it was exaggerated because he couldn't.
Yeah, I think if I look at the teams, I know the Lakers would be favored in a series, but I would consider taking the Warriors in that series. Like, it would at least be a real decision on my mind. Like, I look at those teams, and I know, Mike, you may be scoffing at this, but I see guys who have had obviously you have the three guys, right, with them. But, like, guys, if Kuminga plays like he played yesterday, which is 25 minutes, give them an efficient game where he's, cutting to the basket, he's doing the smart things to play off of Steph and Jimmy, and not trying to do all this one-on-one stuff and trying to shoot all these threes. That's not his game. But if he just plays screen and roll, cutting to the basket from down the baseline, things of that nature, and just plays within the structure of the offense, he's a good defender. And he's long and he's athletic. And Moody is a good defender and shoots the ball fairly well. And Podziemski is a pretty good player. Like, they've got, to me, the makings of a team that could upset the Lakers.
So I would not scoff at that. I like the Warriors more than most teams in the West. I have them right there with the Lakers in the tier. Alongside, I would put Denver in that kind of three-team tier right behind Oklahoma City. And I think either of those three teams, the Lakers, the Warriors, the Nuggets, either of those three could make it to the conference finals. Either of the three could lose in the first round, depending on how the matchup goes. I would pick the Lakers to beat the Warriors in the series because I think what their weakness is, the Lakers just didn't really start attacking it until, again, the second half. And I do give them a little bit of grace on that, given that the Warriors that we see right now is different from the team that they beat 3 times. And rather handily the second 2 times. And as the Lakers are a little different as well. But, like, that to me, more than anything else, George, I didn't learn anything about the Lakers last night. I did learn at least a little bit more or gain a little bit more respect for what the Warriors could do in a postseason setting. But I think the Lakers do have what it takes to beat them. They do have what it takes to expose Golden State's small ball. And they just didn't do it in the first half, and that ended up being the difference in the game.
So, real quick, I want to get to the Dodgers here in a second because they're getting started against the Phillies here.
You're already down 1-0.
Yeah. They're getting started.
problem.
They're down 1-0.
These Philly uniforms
problem
are
for the
brutal,
Dodgers.
by the way. Brutal.
Carl Ravitch, ESPN Sunday Night Baseball play-by-play man, analyst, studio host for baseball at ESPN, had an interesting take on Ohtani's global fame. And I think it plays a part not only in the quote-unquote he's the face of baseball, which is interesting because there's a lot of chatter about how in basketball you can't have an international face, whereas baseball clearly has one, and everyone seems to be embracing it. But let's hear from Carl on that real quick.
There probably hasn't been a athlete who's more well-known globally, maybe since Tiger Woods, maybe Muhammad Ali, than this guy. I think you could make the case he's the biggest and most well-known athlete globally on the planet because, obviously, of what he does in Asia, and that's why the Dodgers invested in him.
Now, I would also add Jordan and LeBron and Kobe. He didn't add any basketball guys because, and soccer guys like Messi, et cetera.
Yeah, soccer's where you start the list there.
Yeah, for sure. But I do think his premise, I'm not going to argue the nuances of it. His premise that Ohtani's global fame is as big as anything. Yes, I would agree with that. I mean, again, I think he is the legitimate face of Major League Baseball, and he's a foreign-born player. Something that I probably would have never guessed we would have seen in my lifetime in Major League Baseball.
Well, let me ask you guys this question. If there was no Ohtani in Major League Baseball, who would the face of baseball be?
We'd still be talking about Mike Trout and or Bryce Harper or who?
Mookie.
Maybe
Mookie's
Mookie.
on that list, yeah.
Yeah, but we again, those guys don't have the reach that someone like Ohtani does. He's right about opening up Asia to the game, to the Major League game. Not that they weren't familiar with it to begin with, but opening up that from not only a fan perspective, from a business perspective too.
Can I push back slightly on that, George? Just that
Can you do it on the other side?
I like how you ask, though, in advance. I like that you don't just immediately push back. You actually ask for permission.
Well, things have been a little more testy between me and George than I would have expected this week. And so, that's why I asked nicely.
It's because of all of George's travel. He's like on the edge now. You know,
I'm not on the edge at all.
You're on the edge,
but nonetheless, you can address that on the other side, Michael. 710 is giving you a chance to see the rematch of the women's gold medal soccer match. Be caller number 7 or 10 right now. Or probably 7 and 10, I would imagine. We're giving away multiple pairs of tickets.
Yeah, but you don't need to be caller 7 and 10 to win. You just need to be one or the other. You don't need to be both.
Be caller 7 or 10. Got it. Yes. Right now, to win a pair of tickets. I just wanted to make sure that we were clear on that. 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776, and you can win a pair of tickets to SoFi Stadium this Saturday to see the U.S. women's national team take on Brazil. You can also get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com or go to SoFiStadium.com for more information. Call now, 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776.
Join Kathy, O'Shea Jackson Jr., producer Lindsay, and I for a special Monday Night Raw watch party here at Hollywood Park Casino. You can win tickets to the biggest wrestling event in Las Vegas, plus a round-trip airfare and a one-night stay. You must be present to win and 21 years or older to enter. Park party and play here at Hollywood Park Casino.
Times.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers, plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us, plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investment to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover train will quickly move guests between all terminals, the new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and a kiss and fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less. And trains depart every 2 minutes, beginning in early 2026. Learn more on this website, lawa.org/ESPN.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here, KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is being brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. I don't know where George is, but let's find out what Lindsay Baseball has for us that we all need to know.
All right, just a quick what you need to know here, because I don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole of Bruce Springsteen. But he just announced that he's going to be releasing not one, but 7 new albums this summer.
Really?
Yes. He's got, the albums are called Tracks 2, The Lost Albums. And it's supposed to, quote, fill in rich chapters of Springsteen's expansive career timeline while offering invaluable insight into his life and work as an artist. So, I guess they span from 1983 to 2018, and it's 83 previously unreleased tracks. And 7
Are you
more
a big
never before
Springsteen-
heard songs.
Are you a big Springsteen guy, Cappy?
I've never seen Springsteen in concert.
A lot of people who love him swear by him, and they go to every concert.
Oh,
but
I know.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. It's fine.
I got a ton of friends. I got a ton of friends that are big time Springsteen. And put it this way: anybody you know from New Jersey, just by birth alone, has to be a Springsteen fan. I like Springsteen. I know a lot of his older stuff, and all the way through the Born in the USA. But I'm not this crazy Springsteen fan where I'm I gotta go see Springsteen. I would go see Springsteen, but I've never gone out of my way to see Springsteen. So, but I mean, listen, you imagine having that much music that you haven't even put out there that at this stage of your career, because how old do you guys think Springsteen is? I bet you he's 75.
He's got to be in that range.
Right.
I don't know about 75.
I mean,
I would say
got-
70s for sure.
But you've got that much music that you have never even put out
Yeah,
there
he's
before.
75. He is 75. Look at that.
Hey, how about that?
He looks good for 75.
I like Bruce Springsteen though as a guy. I don't like the.
You like him as a guy? You know
As a
him?
guy, I like him. I like him as a guy. He seems like a
Michael,
very normal, regular guy.
Do you know anything about Springsteen?
Yeah, I say I'm not. I feel like the people that are really into Springsteen, you were just referring to this, actually will only refer to him as the boss. Those are the real Springsteen
That's
heads.
ridiculous.
I'm like, if I have the radio on, which I rarely would, because if I'm listening, I'm kind of selecting what my music is. And it
By the
came
way,
on-
Lindsay told the story the other day. Gen Z's listen to the radio. You know why? Gen Z's cheap. They don't want to pay for anything, so they're listening to the free radio. You're welcome, Gen Z.
All right, this is all free for you.
710 ESPN, yeah, right here.
You're going to need it with these tariffs.
No, there's
Fair
going to be
point.
tariffs on radio listening. All of
Yeah.
a sudden, listening to radio is going to cost a lot more money.
Yeah, but Springsteen's it's fine, but kind of like you feel, George. I'm not, don't feel strongly about it.
All right, Michael, what was your pushback when we were talking to Ohtani real quick?
Well, just in that when the whole global thing, okay, so baseball is not that big globally. It's big in Japan, which is a massive country, all right? The Japan population.
Big in
Japan-
Asia, I would say. It's big in Korea, too.
Well,
It's
that's what I'm getting to, okay? So population of Japan, 124 million. South Korea, 51 million. Where it's not popular is Africa, which is 1.5 billion people, Europe, which is about 750,000, and then most of Asia, which would be China, India. So, in those places, it's Messi,
The Latin
Ronaldo.
American countries obviously love baseball.
Yeah, but those are for the most part small countries. I mean, Venezuela has a big population, sure, but that's all. Global soccer is the truly global game. I think there are more NBA fans globally, certainly, than baseball. That's all. So, where Shohei, yes, he gets a certain select part of Asia, but that's limited, and there are plenty of countries that have never seen a baseball game.
I would agree with you, Mike. I really would. I mean, I think Carl Ravage's point that, Ohtani is now the most famous athlete on the planet, and comparing him to Muhammad Ali and
That's
Tiger
false.
Woods. It's fair, though, that like he is one of the most famous athletes in the world. He is certainly the most famous baseball. Let me rephrase it. The most famous Major League Baseball player in the world. Like so,
Yes.
so Ohtani is much more famous in the world than Bryce Harper is. Ohtani
Yes.
is much more famous internationally than Mookie Betts is. Okay.
Yes.
But I will just say this: that when you think about who are the most famous athletes on the planet, I know this is going to sound crazy, but it's soccer players like Ronaldo and Messi
by far.
and then it's like F1 drivers like Max Verstappen and guys like that. And then you throw in LeBron and, oh, by the way, like a Roger Federer and there's John Rahm, golfers.
Let me put one point on it, though. Not that Instagram followers is the only thing, but LeBron's got 160 million Instagram followers. Okay, Max Verstappen has 14 million. Shohei has 9. Okay, so like it's not the only thing, but LeBron is much more famous globally than Shohei Ohtani.
I would agree, and here's why. Here's why. Because of what you were going down this road. Ohtani is famous in America. Ohtani is famous in Japan. George, you bring up the fact that baseball is a big deal in other Asian countries like Korea. But LeBron and basketball is gigantic in Europe, and baseball is not.
And China, and the Philippines, and Africa, and Europe. Yeah,
good
everywhere.
point. Yeah. So I understand why Carl Ravitch says that, because Carl Ravitch is all in on baseball. But I think we've made some compelling arguments here today, Michael.
I agree, Cappy, you and I.
We're together on this one.
So we'd push back on Ravi.
We're going to push back on Ravi a little bit. That's right.
But we love Shohei.
And we like Ravi, too.
Of course. Yeah.
Got nothing but love in my heart for Ravi.
And I will forever. I am still feeling the pain, even though you guys made me feel a little better, of leaving the game early when Shohei hit the walk-off. And maybe that's part of why I'm pushing back, because the pain in my heart is still so real.
Hey, Mike, I want you to know something. I felt not 1 ounce of guilt. I promise you, not 1 ounce of guilt last night. There was about 30 seconds to go in the first half of this Laker game. The Lakers are down probably 12, 13 points at this stage of the game. I walked from the 7-10
They're down
suite.
10, and then Pods hit a banked-in half-court three, which we kind of forget. And that's, I'm like, oh, my goodness.
And it was a huge play in the game. And I went to the men's room. I could hear the radio broadcast on in the men's room. I heard Ireland say, "This thing has become a blowout," to which I responded out loud, "John, relax, will you? It's still the first half. Everybody's going to make a run." But I didn't have to say that because Michael Thompson said it for me. But at that point, I was like, you know what? It looks like Golden State is in control of this game. I'm getting out of here. I had a long drive. So that's what I did. No remorse, Michael. No remorse.
Well, okay. I guess the appropriate corollary would be if LeBron hit a game-winning three.
Yes.
Then would you have felt remorse? Like, you didn't feel they lost by double. If the Dodgers lost by 2, which is what it was when I left the game, I would have felt great. Okay, the pain came when I learned of the walk-off, and so that's my point. Had LeBron banked in a 3 from half court or whatever to win the game, then you maybe would have felt a little pain, no?
Absolutely. By the way, speaking of LeBron, how about that shot that Jimmy Butler hit over LeBron, that 3, where Jimmy Butler is like on the side? I actually thought he might have been out of bounds. I mean, that's how tight it was. And LeBron was playing like great defense. I mean, he was all over him. I don't know how Jimmy Butler hit that 3-point shot. I mean, that was and by the way, Jimmy Butler, side note, love the dreads, love the blonde, looking sharp, my man, looking really good.
Well, George, that's kind of the shot. Oddly, the Butler's trajectory is very flat. Typically, and in that case, it almost helped him because he just sort of let a line drive go instead of try to like get it up and over LeBron, and yeah, that's when you know it's your night. From a Warriors perspective, when you're getting the banked in 3 from Pods, everything else is switching in. Jimmy's hitting the contested corner 3, Draymond's hitting a pair of 3s. So give the Warriors credit; they were the better team, and I think that I hope actually that we get to see them in a playoff context. I think it'd be a great series.
I thought LeBron got hurt in that game early in the first quarter, and maybe it was a little bit later in the first quarter.
To the stomach or whatever.
He went flying into the lane, and Kuminga was there like a brick wall, and LeBron went flying into him, and LeBron was down. I mean, LeBron looked like a soccer player flopping around on the ground like he was going to be hurt and like you're going to have to get a cart to take him off the court. And he obviously came back and he performed. But, man, I thought, I was like, oh, no, not now. With 6-7 games to go in the regular season, LeBron's going to get hurt again. But thankfully he came back. Michael, by the way, you're getting ripped in our live YouTube chat, just so you know. Dead Meow is all over you. And, George, as you know, this is a rite of passage on this show. Until you get ripped by Dead Meow, you're not really part of the family. Dead Meow
Beto,
says...
should I be worried about that?
Beto, he knows. Beto's a part of it.
Beto's over there.
Dead Meow says, what are we, in high school? We're talking about who has more Instagram followers?
I'm jumping in here, Cappy. Don't worry.
Go ahead.
I'll take care of the YouTube chat. You guys focus on the show. It's been an excellent show so far. I like to push back. I'm just sitting here in the studio observing as a paid audience member. Okay?
As a paid what?
Audience member.
By the way, Dead Meow 5, the reason his name is Dead Meow 5, Michael, the origin of that is that he created this guy created this Twitter account because we were playing Dead Mouse music on the show. And we were explaining to Cappy who Dead Mouse is, and then I said
that like
I would
that kind of
it's EDM, yeah,
okay.
and I said to him, here's how he spells. This is how this DJ spells his name. How would you pronounce it? And Cappy said Dead Meow 5.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was. I thought it was Dead Meow. I thought it was Dead Meow 5.
Yeah, I mean,
so this guy who's the listener of the show then created his Twitter account to be called Dead Meow 5.
So he's a hater. I can respect that.
No, he's not a hater. He's a know-it-all in his own head.
Okay.
So, he's a know-it-all cynic is what I would call him.
Yeah. Well, he's actually a cool guy when you show up.
Here's the thing about Dead
No, he
Meow.
is a nice guy in real life.
Yeah,
yes.
I don't know his real name, but who cares?
Dead Meow, what I tried to do first was provide the actual country
no.
populations.
Don't ever explain yourself to Dead Meow.
Right?
Don't.
Then
just
cited
keep it
the
moving. It's
Instagram as almost as my analytics behind it, but it's all right. We don't have to agree on everything,
He only
my man.
pays attention to half of it. He goes to Cappy. He goes on the Cappy show and tries to troll, and everybody ignores him, and it's hilarious.
Okay.
Hey, Mike, if you're ever in Koreatown and you need to make a duty.
I'd love to go to Koreatown.
He lives there. Yeah, you could always just pop
lives,
through.
He lives there. And you can just tweet him and say, "Hey, Dead Meow, I need to come over and do a little business in your bathroom."
Like Beto did
He'll
at
always
your
welcome
house?
you, like Beto did at my house.
Yeah, on the walls.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, coming up next, I need Michael to get on his high horse, his purple and gold Lakers high horse. I want him to be the knight in shining purple and gold armor on the other side, because you thought we were being, a little aggressive on Luka's lack of defense. A former top pick in the NBA has gone in on Luka Doncic, and we will let Michael hear it and divulge his thoughts in just a moment. Yeah, all right, so stick around for that. But, Cappy, first tell us about your friends at Coors.
Well, let's start off with this. It's Friday. That's right. It is Friday, and it's been a long week. You've been working hard. You've been putting in the hours. The grind don't stop. It is Friday night, and that means it is time for an icy, cold Coors Light. Because here in California, we love to choose chill. Could be your favorite hike this weekend. Could be like Beto going out doing training because he's getting ready for the Rock and Roll Half Marathon. Whatever it is that your choice is. It could be going out on a nice long drive. You're heading to the beach. Whatever the case may be, summertime is right around the corner. It's still nice and bright out right now, and it's 4:14 in the afternoon. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to celebrate, I want you to have fun, and I want you to do it with an icy cold Coors Light. You can pick up a Coors Light right near you, or you can have it delivered to your door today. All you have to do is find out more by going to CAChooseChill.com. That's CAChooseChill.com. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. And as always, everybody, cheers, but celebrate responsibly.
LAFC's homegrown hero, Nathan Ordaz, is cooking up this year.
Racing towards the 18, shot from 22 and in! Ordaz has scored, it's a golazo!
After the win over Inter Miami, the black and gold are back to MLS play tomorrow in Houston.
First of all, we have to focus on Houston, and then after that, it's about the second leg in Miami, and hopefully we can take it.
LAFC visit the Houston Dynamo. Pre-game starts tomorrow at 5 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News and World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey, it's Mace. Want a new game to get excited about? Check out Chumba Casino, your favorite online social casino. It's free to play, no strings attached. Enjoy social casino games like bingo, slingo, and slots and more with new releases every week, whether you're at home or on the go. Play for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Get started today at ChumbaCasino.com.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Delaware, Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, millions of men experience ED, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. At HIMSS, our own board-certified urologist, Dr. Peter Stahl, knows this better than anyone, and he knows that HIMSS can help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS.
Through HIMSS.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs. Options at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% less than brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
It's the LA Afternoon Takeover on 710 ESPN.
Man, I hate when my brain is right and my heart is wrong.
It was so close to having your brain wrong and your heart right,
No,
too.
it would have been so much fun if that were the case.
More Sedano and Kap right now.
Love this song. Yeah.
Come on, Cappy, go ahead.
Haven't heard this song in a long time.
What's she going to get, Cappy?
She's up all night to get lucky.
Lucky, there you go.
Yeah.
Pharrell's birthday tomorrow.
Hey, happy birthday, Pharrell.
52, Pharrell.
Let me break out my Pharrell hat tonight. Just in celebration of my man's birthday.
You ain't got no Pharrell hat.
Man, you ain't know nothing about no Pharrell hat.
Cappy, name 3 other people from Virginia.
Allen Iverson.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
Yep.
That's a good pull, Cappy.
Reuben Brown.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
Reuben Brown, 9-time All-Pro offensive lineman.
Oh,
Offense,
okay, the
yeah,
football player.
played for the Buffalo Bills.
Okay, good. Now, how about same town as AI? Speaking
Okay.
of great athletes and football players.
Is that Newport News, Virginia?
Mm-hmm.
How about Michael Vick?
Bang, bang.
Bang.
Well
Look at
played.
that. Cappy knows.
You can throw Dodo in there. Dorian
Yeah.
Finney-Smith.
He's got his Virginia, cred.
Yeah, look, I wasn't trying to stump him. I just want to see, that's what I figured he would come up with.
Well, if I came up with Michael Vick and I came up with Allen Iverson, who's a third more famous than my guy, Reuben Brown?
I mean, offensive linemen just don't, move the,
I understand.
Wow.
You know what
I mean,
Virginia-
Lawrence Taylor, I believe, was a Virginia guy, wasn't he?
Is that right? I mean, he went to the University of North
he's
Carolina.
from Virginia. He played at North Carolina, right?
Right.
Yeah,
The
LT.
Barbers.
Tiki
I
Barber?
remember. Yeah, because they played at Virginia.
That's
Cam
right.
Chancellor.
Okay.
Bruce Smith.
Okay. I was going to come up with.
Oh, Bruce Smith,
Yeah.
right? Because Bruce Smith, didn't he play Virginia Tech?
Yeah.
I was going to come up. What was the coach's name at Virginia Tech for all those years? That was really
Oh,
good. Jim?
Frank Beamer.
Frank
yeah.
Beamer.
Yeah, Beto
Frank
had that.
Beamer.
Yeah.
Moses Malone. Justin Verlander.
Oh, I did not know Moses Malone.
Famous Virginians.
Ralph Sampson.
Oh, wow.
Oh, of course.
Gabby
yeah.
Douglas.
Oh, that's a good one.
What about Buzzy Wilkinson?
Oh, Buzzy was great.
I know, right?
Oh, your boy Zoe.
Alonzo Mourning.
Oh, Alonzo Mourning.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes,
Love Alonzo Mourning. God, I love that guy.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what
I'm
Virginia's
still terrified
for?
of him.
You what?
I'm still terrified of him.
Oh, I love Alonzo Mourning. He was like one of my favorite college basketball players. I love that.
Oh, no,
guy.
but I mean, like, just covering him. Like, he was
Yeah.
just always, like,
Scary.
So
surly, yeah.
Sandra Bullock from Virginia.
Is that
I
right?
did not know that.
Rob Lowe.
Okay.
Oh, look
Katie
at that.
Couric.
Rob Lowe.
Katie Couric.
You know, Jason Sudeikis,
Oh.
Missy Elliott. And
Oh,
now,
bing,
now probably the most
Oh, here we go.
Go,
Cappy.
most famous American from Virginia would be who?
The most famous what?
Most
American.
famous?
Yeah, or like the most well-known, the most prominent, you know.
All right.
The
okay.
most historical.
Okay,
Oh,
don't tell
I mean,
me.
historical?
Yeah. George
I
Washington.
don't know, probably like George Washington,
Well,
I guess.
Thomas Jefferson. Yeah,
Thomas
Jefferson.
Jefferson. I was so close.
Yeah.
So close, man. American history. I was right there.
Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson is
I
from
mean, James
Virginia.
Madison is pretty famous.
James Madison's
in that
pretty famous.
context.
But
I mean, he's got his own university there.
Washington's from Virginia too. I think George
Yeah.
Washington. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that's where the Westmoreland County, Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
There
That's
you
why
go. Look at that.
Virginia is for
There-
lovers. Isn't that what they used to say?
That's where Mount
Yeah.
Vernon is. Yeah.
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 Pharrell Williams launched the Virginia conversation. There you have it. Little Virginia facts today. All right, Michael. So I want to play this sound today. Okay. This is from Get Up this morning. All right. Jay Williams, former number 2 pick in the draft to the Chicago Bulls, college basketball analyst. Unfortunately, his career cut short in the NBA due to a motorcycle accident. But has been around the game of basketball for many, 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 many years. Had this to say about Luka Doncic this morning on ESPN television.
Not only yesterday did the stock market take a hit with these tariffs, but also Luka's stock took a major hit. This is a concerning issue, guys, that we've been talking about. If you're going to be a liability on the defensive end, then you need to be prolific on the offensive end. You know, his last 5 games, he's been shooting below 50% from the field. And he's one of the most least efficient volume shooters since he's joined the Lakers. So if you're not going to be prolific and carry the load offensively, teams are going to attack you defensively. And what Golden State did defensively, they didn't play in drop coverage, which allows Luka to be surgical and tactical in his approach, because that's where he can dissect you. They switched everything. And you have bigs on the perimeter guarding Luka, contesting shots late, and that's why his efficiency is low.
I'm going to just start off by saying one thing. This whole tariff thing has got to stop. The joking has got to stop, okay? Like everybody infusing little tariff jokes here and there. Check your 401k.
I started that weeks ago.
And let's have fun with that, huh? Did you check your 401k today?
It's not great.
Did you check your Roth IRA today? Did you see that the Dow was down 2,000 points? Did you see the Apple stock? Did you see the Apple stock, people? Let's stop with the tariff jokes, okay?
Well,
we're just joking because it's the only thing we can do at this point.
Yeah, it's better to laugh than to cry, I guess.
This is what the first part of what Jay Williams said there. It's essentially comparing Luka and him having a shooting slump, right, for a couple of games to the stock market and to that, like, is obviously absurd. Okay. And this is, I think, the argument when the trade happened. There were very few people, but a couple of people were trying to do he's not going to fit with LeBron. And then part of that was taking a look at Luka's defense or his inefficiency at times. The bottom line is he's a top 5 NBA player, period. Okay, nothing has changed. He's Luka Doncic. He still dominates games. He took the Dallas Mavericks to the finals last year. He got traded out of nowhere, when he was injured, had to come to a new town. Teammates that they haven't actually built the roster around him, as I think Rob Pelinka will moving forward into the future, to optimize exactly what his strengths and weaknesses are and all that. And yet the Lakers are like the 4th or 5th best team, or worst, the 4th or 5th best team at worst in the NBA right now, and have a chance to win this year. So the first part of that I thought was silly, and then the critiques of Luka are somewhat fair as to what his weaknesses are, but guess what? He's still a top 5 player. So what are we talking about?
Let me ask you a question.
How about that dismount right there? You know, he's still a top 5 player. So what are we talking about here, really?
I mean, am I wrong?
I mean, come on, period, he said. He even said
not.
Period.
Michael.
Yeah.
This summer, correct me if I'm wrong, he is extension eligible, right?
Is it this summer or next summer?
Well, he's a free agent, potentially. He has an early termination clause in the following summer. But so that's why I'm asking. Like, I believe he is – I'm almost certain he is extension eligible this coming offseason.
He's still got a couple of years on his deal, obviously. But, yes, I think that's correct about the extension eligible. Now, granted, you are you are often extension eligible, okay, in off seasons.
With 2 years remaining, usually.
Yes.
Yeah, summer of 25. I'm looking it up right here.
Yeah, that sounds right. Because he could have signed the Supermax, right, in Dallas,
Right.
and now, of course, he can't sign the Supermax.
He's no longer, right, a Supermax.
Yeah.
Right. So let's say if he did go to free agency, if he did opt out in 2026 and elected to test free agency, there would be no he would have no the Lakers wouldn't have like a home court advantage like you would if you had his bird rights. So let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
If this let's play this out for a second. Let's say the Lakers have a tough opponent in the first round. It's the Warriors or whoever you want to say. And it doesn't go well. And Luka doesn't play well. And he doesn't sign the extension. Next year could be a circus around here if that's the case. Because, by the way, LeBron is also in a situation where his deal would be coming up the following season as well.
The following season is in not this upcoming
So they would
season?
both be under contract for one more season after this offseason, if that were the case, if Luka does not sign an extension. Like, that could be chaotic around here if that is the way it plays out.
I mean, as an excellent and longtime sports talk radio host, George, you are certainly able to create a topic like that I am not thinking even in the least about tonight as I'm looking at where the Lakers could finish in the playoff picture.
It just dawned on me.
But Cappy, you're certainly I'm certainly curious if you would like to take that one.
Oh, I'd love to take that one
free.
because what George said there was, he goes, there could be chaos around here. And what he said was Luka's deal could be done at the end of next season. And at the same time, LeBron's deal would be done at the end of next season. Well, what are we thinking is going to happen then? What are they going to do, give LeBron another 2-3 year deal? I mean, I see how he's playing. I get it, man. I know he's 40 years old, but and what he's doing is amazing. As a matter of fact, just a complete side note, last night when I was in the 710 suite, I met a guy who played professional basketball in South America, and the reason he was there was because he's part of the group that works with Austin Reeves' shoe company. This guy retired, George, at the end of his basketball career, his pro basketball career, at 40 years old, and he was the MVP of the league that he was playing in South America. I grant you it wasn't the NBA, but I was like blown away. Like, hey, LeBron is still doing it at 40. But I'll ask it to you guys. Do you think that when LeBron is done, next year when LeBron is done, is there more LeBron thereafter?
I think a lot of it depends on what happens with Luka.
Oh, see, I think a lot of it depends more on what happens with
So
Bryce.
I actually believe there's a lot of pressure on the Lakers to win now. Like, to win, this notion that there's this long window, I don't know that to be the case because this year, I think they have to be a team, and they're certainly capable of, a team that goes deep in the playoffs, and then let's just say because if he signs the extension, then all of this is, moot. But if they don't go deep in the playoffs, that's going to be the first question asked. Like, what's going to happen with Doncic and what's going to happen with LeBron? Is he going to pick up his player option?
Sure, you can always try to play out worst case scenarios. The best case is that they win the title this year.
Right.
Of
course.
A case right below that is that.
But what is more likely, them winning the title or them not winning the title?
Well, I mean, there are 8 good
the
teams.
latter.
There are 8 good teams in the Western Conference playoffs, so I don't think there's going to be any massive disappointment for anybody other than OKC, who is winning at a historic rate, is going to literally set the all-time point differential record. So if they don't get to the finals, I think that would be the major disappointment. If the Lakers or Warriors beat one another in the first round, I think everybody would get that, especially after the major trade the Lakers made. And then, what Rob Pelinka's been able to do was clearly make great moves, and then we'll see what he would do in the summer to create the roster heading into next year.
George, I want you to Google Bruno Zanotti Cavazzini. That's my guy that was with me last night in the 710 suite. Bruno Zanotti Cavazzoni. That guy was an MVP at 40 years old in some South American league, and he was here last night working with Austin Reeves shoes. How about that, Michael? That's a distraction.
Are you sure, Cappy, that he wasn't here because he's trying to avoid the tariffs?
Lindsay, I'm not going to stand for this tariff talk. I can't have it. I'm looking at my 401k. I'm looking at my Roth IRA. I'm like, I'm dying over here. You know what I'm saying?
Now I got to come up with more.
Listen, all I'm saying, and I know, Michael, you tried to poo-poo it, but what I will tell you is,
get him, George.
There is real pressure for the Lakers to do well this season.
Sure, there's pressure for every team.
If he doesn't sign the extension, then all of a sudden it will be chaotic. Like there is no, like you can answer that, right? If that is the case, if he for some reason doesn't sign this extension this summer, it's going to be a circus.
Well, if any star player doesn't sign an extension for the team that they want to stay with, then it's a concern. Sure, but I don't know why we would speculate about that.
Well, I'll tell you right now,
I think playing for the Lakers seems like a pretty good. Most players seem to like it.
Not only that, but the way Luka came into town and like the first thing he did was say, "Hey, you know what? I want to make a $500,000 donation to the fire victims. I want to be a part of that." The way Luka shows up at hospitals and he's taking pictures with kids and he's signing autographs. I mean, this guy wants to be in L.A. And by the way, you know who else wants him to be in L.A.? The Jordan brand. That's who wants him in L.A.
You know what? To quote
pretty good spot
the great DeMarco Farr, are you Claire Bleepin Voyant?
No, but to also quote the great DeMarco Farr, are you looking for an ass whooping? I mean, these are all DeMarco quotes, you know.
Since I got to L.A. in 2008, right, from Minnesota, and one thing that was very clear right away and remains clear now is that dudes in the NBA love playing for the Lakers. Just a fact.
Are you clairvoyant?
Yes.
It's a fact.
I
Literally,
would say
NBA
that.
history, stars love to play for the Lakers.
I would agree, but there was a long stretch where dudes weren't playing for the Lakers. Let's not make it seem like it was that long ago.
There are more stars that play for the Lakers
Beto.
than any other team. in
Okay,
NBA history.
agreed, over a span of 40 years, but there was a stretch of time that one number 23 kind of saved the franchise
So
in a lot of ways.
A stretch of time.
There was a lot of guys not even taking
1 year
meetings.
between Kobe and LeBron. Yeah, that's about as long as the Lakers have gone.
Mike, they missed the playoffs for 5 or 6 seasons.
Yeah, sure. Kobe tore his Achilles, so it happens, and then they rebuilt, and then they won a title.
Dwight Howard left. Kevin Durant wouldn't take a meeting. What are we talking about?
What we're talking about is NBA history, and the Lakers have had more stars than any team ever.
Over the totality, I would give you that. But
it's a silly argument. This is the Lakers. We're not talking about the Timberwolves where I grew up, where they've had one great player in franchise history. They've had one.
If it was the Timberwolves, we'd be talking about it the whole time.
Yeah, but I don't think worrying about future stars playing for the Lakers is necessarily
all I'm
a
saying
concern.
is there is real pressure on this team, whether you want to admit it or not.
There's pressure on every team that wants to win.
Get him, George.
Nah, this season listen. You
I'm
can't
not from
fumble
here,
this back
but I know
if you're the Lakers.
that the Lakers will always have star players. Just
Star freaking
but then there was a stretch when they didn't. So
yeah, there was
all
one
I'm
year.
saying
Come on,
is-
There was
Beto, work
1
with me.
year in franchise history, basically, when they haven't had a star.
Kobe
One.
Bryant was no longer the. I mean, the way
He wasn't a star
because
player?
of the Achilles. He was no longer.
Still selling out.
He was a star in name, but not in production.
Well, he tore his Achilles.
Okay, but that's my point.
Yeah, and then they got LeBron James. So it's pretty good.
In 2018, 5 years later.
Well, Kobe retired in 2016.
Right, but he tore his Achilles in 13.
Yeah, and then that impacted the team's ability to win by having Kobe
Correct.
with a torn Achilles.
So that's all I'm saying.
And then guess what happened? LeBron James
this season
came.
Is important.
And now they have Luka Doncic.
I get it.
Tell him, George.
This season is important.
Every season's important in LA and certainly in most markets, but you're not right.
I get
Every
it.
season's important.
But when you're when you don't have the bag secured with the 25-year-old prodigy, it is very important. Is all
You're
I'm saying.
wrong, George. You're so wrong because he's 26.
Okay. All right, 26-year-old prodigy.
Oh, where have you
Nice
gone,
job,
Ryan
Cappy.
Kelly? Come on, Ryan Kelly fans.
Cappy was just waiting to drop a fact in like
Yeah,
that.
Ain't
that's
wrong.
right.
Bang!
That's right.
Nice job, Cappy.
Just saying, gotta win now. Like, don't. The window's never as big
the
as
Lakers
to
are
quote John
never
Ireland, the
satisfied
prophet.
to not win.
Yeah.
The Lakers are always pushing
The window
to win.
window is never as big as you think it is.
Yeah, nobody likes winning more than the Lakers. It's true.
Listen,
Really,
I
that's
get
true?
it.
Yeah.
Hence why they're the crown jewel of the NBA. But
right.
don't just sit on that.
No, I don't think there's a lot of sitting. I think Rob Pelinka just traded for Luka Doncic.
Okay.
No sitting.
I get well. Nico Harrison traded him to the Lakers.
Oh, wow.
I think Rob gets a lot of credit for
no
for
credit.
that. And
None,
for,
zero. No credit.
I
George ain't
think
giving him no credit.
29 other GMs would have done the exact same thing in that scenario.
Well, only one man should do it.
Tell him, Mike. You tell
Rob
him.
Pelinka.
Only one was presented with the opportunity.
Only
Oh,
one
wow.
man
You
should
tell
do
him,
it.
George. Right.
My.
You also don't know that. Anyway, I think we're basically
that.
agreeing that star players like to play for the Lakers.
No, you're not
No
agreeing
question.
on that. No, you're not
Until
agreeing.
they didn't.
Cappy, do star players like to play for the Lakers?
They love it. They love it. And by the way, Luka, just like Beto tried to explain to DeMarco, Luka ain't going nowhere.
Beto, you're from here.
Yeah, born and raised.
Do stars like to play for the Lakers?
John Ireland would say, star bleeping driven town. Let's
Damn
go.
right.
Why would you go anywhere else? Why? But like George said, you can't fumble this right
Win.
now. Yes,
Gotta win.
Win. Do
Gotta
not fumble.
win.
Because
you
if they-
win. You win this year. By the way, I'm not even saying you have to win the championship.
Just win.
You just have to show that you are a legit, viable championship contender and go deep in the playoffs. And I think that gets sorted out.
Can I make one other point?
You can't get bounced in the first round
Stop asking questions.
and all of a
Just do
sudden
it.
make that.
Well, it's more of just in the way that Cappy says, like that he'll precede something he's going to say. I'm going to make the point no matter what.
But you're asking in advance if you can.
Yeah.
I understand.
Senor Jorge,
Well,
can I make a point?
I think that players are really enjoying playing for JJ Redick. So that's another big part of this moving forward. So I think that Redick is yet another.
I do think
asset,
they enjoy playing for
another
JJ
asset
Redick.
for the Lakers moving forward. I think Redick's done a terrific job.
That I would agree with.
Yeah. So it's another thing. That
All right, so you guys have gone from total disagreement, and now at the end of it all, we've come together, a little kumbaya, and we've settled on players like to play for JJ. George, let me ask you this: Are we going to play Tinder, or are we not going to play Tinder? You tell me.
We're going to play Tinder. One Tinder. Go right or left when you're ready. Next.
Hey, guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement, and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
Calling all Angels fans. Visit Pechanga Resort Casino on Saturday, April 5th for a limited edition Pechanga Angels jersey. Simply show your club card and receive a free jersey while supplies last. Visit the club for more details. Show your love for Angels baseball and Pechanga all season long. Don't miss your chance for a free Pechanga Angels jersey. April 5th, Pechanga Resort Casino, proud sponsor of Angels baseball.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investment to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover train will quickly move guests between all terminals, the new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and a kiss and fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less. And trains depart every 2 minutes, beginning in early 2026. Learn more on this website, lawa.org/ESPN.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text KING to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text KING to 42424. That's KING to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is Sedano and Cap on 710.
I'm a cocky son of a like, there's no question about that.
Sedano and Cap continues right now.
With children. Love and marriage. Love
All right, so I have a good radio tune for you guys. Quite a dilemma here.
Shout out to Polk High.
Yeah.
4 touchdowns.
So a Florida sports bettor wagered a $5 5-leg parlay on May 12th, 2024. And the first
$5
4,
5-leg parlay.
Yes, and the first 4 have all cashed. Tennessee to win the College World Series, the Dodgers to win the World Series, Ohio State to win the College Football Playoff, and the Eagles to win the Super Bowl.
Wow.
The final leg is Duke winning the national championship, and if he wins, he'll get a $168,300 payout.
Wow.
How is that possible? On $5?
Yeah. Well, because of all the odds. I mean, that's 5 different teams. I guess.
Oh, got it.
I guess the Tennessee to win the College World Series was pretty, and the Eagles winning the Super Bowl was also pretty big odds.
Because normally a 5-team parlay is I think pays 20-something to 1. So that's why I'm.
Well, they're all different teams in sports.
Pretty remarkable, though, that he went into the college baseball ranks. I mean, that's really digging
for him.
deep.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but
Does he hedge, is what you're saying?
he has an offer to cash out his ticket for $50,000 before tomorrow's games. Would you take the $50,000 guaranteed or let it ride?
And what does he have left, you said?
Duke.
Just Duke.
Duke?
Duke's got to win it all.
I think Duke can win it all, though.
They can. They can win it all.
Yeah.
But
$50,000 guaranteed.
Yeah, it's $50,000 today, or it's take
Could
the
be
shot.
nothing.
Could
Yeah.
be zero.
I mean, that's one of those ones that just totally depends on your financial situation.
All right, we don't need to get into that part of it.
Well, that's what it depends on. If I can afford it.
Lindsay tries to shut it down. We don't want to hear what you have to say.
I mean, okay.
Just saying, this is like
All right, I'll
tariff
answer the
talk all
question
over
under
again.
your premise then.
I just say, generally speaking, you personally, right now in your let's say whatever your situation is right now, would you cash out or would you let it ride?
Let it ride.
Oh, you got it like that, huh, Mike Trudeau?
Well, that's what
huh?
you didn't want me to break it down. You wanted it
$50,000 ain't
simple.
nothing for you, huh?
No, I mean, if you want my real
No tariffs
answer,
here at the Trudeau household.
my heart says let it ride. My brain says take the money.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
I'm cashing it out.
I'm
cashing it out.
I'd probably cash it out. But I
Let
mean,
me see what Duke.
I picked Duke to win.
Duke's playing
They're playing
Houston.
Houston, right?
Right.
Yeah.
In the late game tomorrow. Auburn and Florida is the early game.
But they got to win 2 more
Wait,
games.
what was the upside?
Right.
What's the upside again?
I know.
If he wins the whole thing?
168,300.
Oh,
So
that's
basically three
Duke's
times the money.
No, Duke's the favorite. That to me, you letting it ride is actually the smart overall financial
to your point
situation thing to do.
The sports book where he placed the bet, which is Hard Rock Bet, I guess it's the only legal sports book in Florida. They called him and asked him. So obviously, if the sports book is calling you saying hey, we'll give you $50,000 to cash it out now, that means that it's looking pretty good for his bet, right?
Big time.
Yeah, because the odds of Duke winning are probably greater than what that risk percentage is.
But I will just say this. I mean, Houston has a team of guys who are they're a little bit older. Not that I'm some
and
expert.
they play great defense.
Right,
Yeah.
but they're an older group of guys. So kind of now the way college basketball works is you've either got super talented young guys like what Duke has, or you've got guys that have kind of gone through the transfer portal, or they've stuck together for a long time. In the case of Houston, the core of their team has been together, and then they've kind of dipped their toe a little bit into the transfer portal. So it's Duke is the favorite. But it's totally conceivable that Houston could knock them out tomorrow night.
Yeah, right. Or Florida or Auburn. Right.
Right.
Yeah. It's possible.
Well,
I'd let it ride because I just think that Duke's going to win. I think I picked them to win. I think they're going to win. I think Cooper Flagg is the best player in college basketball by a pretty wide margin. I think Duke's starting 5 is as good as any of the starting 5s in the sport. But to your point, Cappy, all it takes is one bad shooting night.
Cappy, tomorrow, let's say they win tomorrow,
Yep.
and he lets it ride, they'll offer him probably something like, I don't know, 70
They
or
probably will offer him 90 or
Not-
something.
yeah,
or
something like
75
half
or
of it,
something.
yeah.
It's basically deal or no deal, right? Isn't that kind of the
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your deal is based on what's going to happen in this game. So, I don't know. I would cash it out. DeAndre, what about you?
Letting it ride. Come on. I need all that
Oh,
bread.
let's go,
I
D.
need all that
D.
bread. Come on now.
Yeah, take that risk.
50K doesn't do quite enough for DeAndre with where he wants to go with the wrestling career. But if he gets up to that 160,
Exactly. Come on, man. The
then
love machine.
we're talking about a trainer. He can just he
Exactly.
can start go part time here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So he needs that big money.
I'll tell you guys right now, tomorrow it'll actually be at around 6:45 a.m. tomorrow morning, although it'll be 5:45 p.m. tomorrow in Dubai. I've got a horse running in what's called and I don't even know how to pronounce it, the Godolphin Mile. It's a $1 million race. And I tried to convince my group that we should sell the horse before.
The horse?
Right. I wanted to sell the horse before the race. And they're like, no, dude, let it ride. Because if we win, we bank all this money. And then he's a stallion, and he makes all this money, and his value goes up. And I'm like, yeah? And what happens if the horse were to get hurt and never run again? So, I mean, I know there's a hedge there, but I think I'm a little more conservative. I think I take the money right now.
Whoopie-doo.
Okay.
You
Two
tell
good
him,
options.
Pepe.
Two good options, though.
All right, that's
We'll
it for
say
Radio
that.
Tinder.
Unless Duke loses.
No, but
And then it's all over.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you know.
You get that better.
Well, yeah, you might as well just hedge for your $5 though, or whatever.
Pretty amazing, man. $5 could turn into
Good for that dude. I'm rooting for Duke
168,000.
now even more so. Aren't you?
No, I'm kind of rooting for Houston.
Wait, you want to know what's crazy?
Wow.
Do you want to know what's crazy? He has another bet, another crazy parlay too. Hold on, let me pull it up.
All right,
Wait,
tell us.
what? The same guy?
Yes. So I guess his name is. Hold on, let me find the story. Give me 1 second here.
We don't hear a lot about the stories of the 98% of people that just lose money trying to bet on the tournament. Isn't that interesting?
Whatever happened to the guy? Does he do it for the Super Bowl or is it for the tournament? What's that furniture guy in Houston?
Mattress Mac.
Yeah, what's his deal? Does he do the Super Bowl?
I
Or
know.
does he do...
So this guy's name is $1,000 Bill.
Oh hell yeah! What's up, $1,000 Bill?
That's his college rapper nickname. Okay?
$1,000 bills, y'all.
So he has another parlay that he is still alive right now.
Yeah.
It's Ohio State to win the national championship, the Eagles to win the Super Bowl, and then Duke to win the national championship, and OKC to be the NBA champions. That one, he obviously he has two of those already, and that one, if he wins that, it's like $58,000. That one I would let ride for sure.
Wait, so he's got the Eagles already done? Check.
Yep.
You
Buckeyes.
said Ohio State check,
Yep.
and now he's got Oklahoma City
And Duke.
Okay.
Yep.
Strong-
I'd let that one
strong
ride,
position.
and I'd cash out the other
Good
one.
for $1,000 air or whatever his name is.
$1,000 bill.
$1,000 bill.
It's like $1,000 cap.
$1,000.
Oh no, the reason I said
Bill is
$1,000 air is because Shaq one time said that as an insult to one of his teammates.
He called him what?
He's like, what are you? You're not even $1,000 air. Like instead of a billionaire.
1,000 air?
or a billionaire, $1,000 air.
I got you. That's
Yeah.
funny.
It's a good diss.
Good Shaq, by the way, George. I can tell you've really been working on it.
All right. All right, Cappy. Real quick, I want to tell people 710 ESPN is giving you a chance to see the rematch, women's gold medal soccer match between USA and Brazil. Caller 7 or 10 right now at 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776. You win a pair of tickets. Caller 7 will win a pair. Caller 10 will win a pair. SoFi Stadium this Saturday to see the U.S. women's national team take on Brazil. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com or go to SoFiStadium.com for more information. Call now, 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776 for your chance to win. All right, let's get back into the NBA a little bit. Let's get back into kind of the standings, the bracket, where teams would be matched up now. How the playoffs would look if it started today, all that stuff next.
It's the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Every weekday morning at 9 a.m.
What's the worst old man thing that you've had happen to you? Have either of you ever fallen down the stairs?
No. You pulled a Donna Martin?
I thank goodness
Oh, my God.
there were only 2 steps left.
Oh.
Or I would have been all the way down. But
Onto the
yeah,
floor.
I've fallen down the stairs.
It's Trav and D-Far. Back Monday after Clinton and Friends.
On LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, you feel it? Days are getting longer, sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is right around the corner. Here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams. One thing really all ties it together, and that's enjoying it all with good friends and a cold Coors Light. Pick up Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Hey, basketball fans. John Ireland here. You've seen Austin Reeves rise to the occasion, and now he's bringing that same drive to his latest signature shoe, the AR2s from Rigorer. Built for speed, support, and all-day comfort, these kicks are made for players who never back down. Austin was involved in every step, making sure the AR2s match his game. Tough, versatile, and ready for anything. Go to Rigorer.com, R-I-G-O-R-E-R, and get your pair today. Rigorer.com. 710 ESPN, 877-710-3776 for your chance to win. All right, let's get back into the NBA a little bit. Let's get back into kind of the standings, the bracket, where teams would be matched up now. How the playoffs would look if it started today, all that stuff next.
Hey
A great lawn is like a great sports team. It takes expertise and a little extra care to really stand out. That's where True Green comes in. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, so they know a thing or two about keeping grass looking like a fairway. It's more affordable than you think, and they'll even match any competitor's price. Plus, True Green backs it all up with a satisfaction guarantee. Head to TrueGreen.com today. Let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
And we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is Sedano and Kap on 710.
Yeah.
Sedano and Kap continues.
Really.
Right now.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It ain't too many of them that can handle me, but I might let you try it out the Hennessy. Make them sing to this thing like a melody.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah.
What kind of energy you got, Captain?
What kind of what?
What kind of energy you got?
Big desk energy.
Okay.
I don't know. What kind of energy you got?
Well, I was hoping you would just be a little bit more direct, and I'm glad that you didn't bring Morales into this.
You mean like
You
lack of Schwanz energy?
know, I didn't think that was fair, the way that you were
Okay.
describing Chris.
Oh. Well, that's his own description,
That's true.
Man, Schwanz doesn't work anymore.
Well, so it does. It does sometimes.
Well, I mean, maybe it'll come back to life at some point. Maybe when he gets off the anti-testosterone pills that he's on or something like that.
George, by the way, I just put together a little cheat sheet for this clump of 6 teams in the West. Actually,
Yeah.
7.
You call them a clump?
Yeah, a clump. 7 teams from the Rockets down to the Clippers.
You think that's a funny word?
The word clump, I've not really heard that word ever, in fact.
I'm with you. I've never heard it myself.
Clump.
You're like clumped together.
Clumped, I've heard clumped.
I don't think
or
it's
lumped.
a real word. I don't think it's a real word.
Clumped?
Lindsay might have it. Maybe clumped is what I was looking for.
Clumped.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because clump is
Yeah.
to walk with a heavy tread.
Yeah, Lindsay's right. Clumped. Clumped means form into a clump or mass.
Yeah,
the
that's like a
particles tend to
baking
clump
term, too.
together.
Yeah.
Oh, clumped.
Yeah.
They're all
Thanks,
clumped
Lindsay.
together.
Stir until no longer clumpy or lumpy.
Yeah. So the clump in this case, right? Rockets,
Yeah. A
Nuggets,
compacted
Lakers, Warriors,
Now it just
Wolves,
sounds weird,
Grizzlies,
a clump.
Clippers, all within a couple games of one another. And it's
Yeah.
I have every opponent that they play, just so you get kind of like an idea.
Oh, okay,
Can I,
go.
of-
Go.
Can
How
I
about
get that?
I'm texting it to George right now.
Whoa, what do you mean you texted it to George? You can't text it to me, too?
Well, I figured you would already have this, Captain.
No, I don't have it. And I was wondering if either A, you would put it out on Twitter, or B, you would email it to me, or C, in this particular instance, since now you're going to be texting it,
Texting
Send it to him via DM. Send it to him via DM on LinkedIn.
Hey, dude, how about this? You got a Google Doc? I mean, seriously, if you're going to start writing spreadsheets, this is great stuff. I'll take it.
Well, it's just what I do because you never know during the game, right? Billy Mack or Stu might say something about, hey, what's going on with this team, and I want to be able to have the answer readily available, right, for what the schedule's going to look like.
This is a clump.
Yeah, a clump, exactly. Forgive
Jesus.
me, not a clump.
Wow. I thought you were going to do it in a spreadsheet, man.
Well, that's so yeah, like in Microsoft Excel or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just did it in Word, where I usually write my articles.
Word.
Yeah. Anyway, didn't mean to jump on the top of the segment there, George.
No, this is good because we were going to talk about the standings anyway.
Yeah.
At first glance, who has
What are
the
you
easiest
eating?
schedule here? The
What
Wolves.
cookie are you eating?
Yeah. Wolves
I was
easiest.
eating a
Clippers second
Quest
easiest.
peanut butter protein
Oh,
peanut
a
butter.
protein bar. Okay, nice. Nice.
Yeah. Wolves easiest. Clippers second easiest.
Yeah,
On the-
Clippers pretty easy
On the
too.
flip side, Rockets hardest.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Grizzlies not that well. Detroit's hard. Minnesota, Denver. Yeah, I guess it's hard.
Grizzlies
How
have
are
the
you
one gimme
judging
with
which
Charlotte.
is hardest and easiest?
Just strength of opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm only asking because, I'm looking at the Lakers with 2 games at Oklahoma City and the game at Dallas, which that's a
Well,
whole different level of emotion.
Yeah, no, Lakers is tough. It's tough.
The obvious one of the easy is the Wolves.
Yep.
The Wolves have at Philly, who's tanking.
Right.
At Milwaukee, okay, they're playing. At Memphis is playing. But then they got Brooklyn and Utah to end the season.
Yeah,
who
they've
are
got
tanking,
3
too.
gimmies and 2 that are winnable, but
But not easy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the Lakers have one gimme, and that's tonight. And by the way, and this game kind of scares me because the Lakers are 15.5-point favorites. I'm not saying that they're not going to win, but 15.5 points is a lot of points.
Yeah, I mean,
but even Portland, to Cappy's point, like Chauncey's got them playing hard.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to just.
They're
give
not
up
a pushover
on the
for
game,
sure. And George, they're also interesting because they also host the Warriors the game before the Lakers. So Portland will have a say certainly. And then the Clippers.
Oh, wow.
The Clippers play the Warriors on the final game of the season. That will be a huge game. Tonight's game, which is massive. Of course, I think we mentioned this earlier, but the Warriors are hosting the Nuggets. Except that the Nuggets were there yesterday while the Warriors were playing here. That's a massive game.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Lakers play Houston. So basically, there are very few games in here that don't matter, which is why this is exciting to me. Like every single night in the NBA, you're going to be able to flip on a Western Conference game that has direct implications for the Lakers and where they might finish.
And I'm looking at the Clippers. They've got back-to-back games against Dallas.
Yeah, is AD going to help the Lakers out? With by catching the Clippers in one of these, because the Clippers are only a game and a half
the
back.
other day.
Could be.
Oh,
You got
great.
So the Clippers have Dallas, and they have Stephen A. Smith apparently, and then Houston,
San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, San Antonio Spurs. My bad. SAS. I thought Stephen A. Houston and at Sacramento at Golden State.
Yeah, so that's not easy. The only give me game there is the Spurs, and look, the Kings are playing terribly right now, but they could be George battling for that 9 or 10 spot, right? And they are home, so that's not they've got some talent, not necessarily defensive talent.
Well, the Kings may not be very good this year, but at least their G League team rocks, right, George?
They were really good. Yeah, they won yesterday.
And I realize, by the way, the audience is not able to look at this, so hopefully we're distilling what some
Mike,
of
you
these
should have
games
sent
are.
it to the guys in the YouTube.
Social.
They could have put it up on the YouTube. Yeah.
Right, could put it up on the screen right
Well,
now.
Guess what? Since I texted to you, either one of you now could send
do
it
it.
to
I'll
our
forward
to
it,
our guys.
yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Is Parker back there?
Yeah, go ahead, you do it.
All right. Is Parker
Yeah,
back
there's
Oh,
there?
you put Cappy on the text.
Yeah,
Oh,
Cappy,
did.
yeah, you and yeah.
All right, wait. Let's see how quick
That's
this
that's
can
how
happen.
Cappy had the SAS.
Parker's got it. Parker's waving. He's over Lindsey's shoulder. How quickly can Parker take Mike Trudell's clump
Well, I have a lot of confidence in Parker.
and put it up on the screen?
Well, can he do it by the time we're back from break?
Okay, that's a good question.
All right, there you go, Parker. You're under the gun here.
You're
okay?
on the clock,
Michael,
Parker.
are you gone or are you sticking around for
No,
one more?
it's a 7:30 tip, so I got one more segment in me.
Nice.
Okay, there you go.
Unless
All
you
right,
want me
but
gone.
let me tell you, we never want
Why
you
would
gone.
we want you
always
gone?
want
We
you
love
gone.
you.
Yeah, I don't know. Just checking.
I mean, just the way
all right,
George has
let
been
me tell you
testy today.
about LAX, Los Angeles International Airport. The People Mover train, man, they are rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments in improving your travel journey. Yep, you're going to be able to get, literally, you won't even need a car to get to LAX because you can take the Metro to the Century Station, and the People Mover train will pick you up right there, take you right to your terminal. By the way, end-to-end terminal, no longer than 10 minutes, okay, if you're like on one end to the other end. And the trains come every 2 minutes, man. They're going to move quickly, guess between all the terminals, as I mentioned, including, by the way, the rental car center, Metro buses and Metro trains and economy parking, the Kiss and Fly lot, all in 10 minutes or less. And as I mentioned, only 2 minutes between departures. So when they open in early 2026, it's going to be good to go. A real easy opportunity to get around LAX, which, as you know, can be challenging at times because if you're driving there, it's not as easy. But once you can get on that People Mover train, you are good to go. To learn more, go to their website, lawa.org/ESPN. That's lawa.org/.
Join Kathy, O'Shea Jackson Jr., producer Lindsay, and I for a special Monday Night Raw watch party here at Hollywood Park Casino. You can win tickets to the biggest wrestling event in Las Vegas, plus a round-trip airfare and a one-night stay. You must be present to win and 21 years or older to enter. Park Party and Play here at Hollywood Park Casino.
Realtor, end quote. Thank you, Chris. Get your free, no obligation cash offer today. Call Sellers Advantage at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-397-2747, or visit sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
This is the city, Los Angeles, California.
It's 5 p.m. in the Southland.
Turn it up, man.
Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes non-stop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing. Thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. Real Father's Rights, the father's rights attorney.
Visit RFR710.com or call 833-ESPN-710.
Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of non-stop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this? And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack.
Bee-ba-da-bop.
Yeah. Boo-be-da-bop. Come on, Mike. Bee-ba-da-bop. Dee-da-da-boom-ba-da-bop. Dee-da-da-bop. Yeah. Oh, good job, Parker. Do-do-do-ba-da-bop. See, only the YouTubers get it. Only the YouTubers get it. Michael's clump has made it to the YouTube channel, George.
The clump's out there?
Your
All right,
entire clump.
Not a clump. A clump.
The six.
And not the clumps as in like the Nutty Professor.
No.
Right. No, the 7 teams all kind of battling things out, sitting behind Oklahoma City.
Hercules.
Yeah. Clump with a C.
Clump. Whatever it is. Good job, Parker. Way to get the job done, buddy. And
It's on there, Park?
If I had to guess,
Look
it's
at
probably Graham.
So road games bolded, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where the at. But
Well, and they also have the at sign.
yeah, but just
But excellent work for the visual, yes.
Very nice. Very nice.
Look at you, Michael. Good job, Parker.
Mike, did you do this while you were sitting there on the air, or did you do this before today's show?
Yeah, I did it while I was listening to you guys.
It wasn't when George was barking at you about.
Well, a little bit. I mean, I was fact checking a couple times. I want to make sure I didn't get something wrong in there, which is possible. I don't think so. I think I got it all right, but it's possible.
All right.
Well, I mean, that's why I didn't.
Did you see Grant in L.A. and what he posted in this Down on Cap Circle of Trust?
I did. It took me a while.
It's a T-shirt. Here, Michael, I'll show you. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Maybe Parker could put it on the screen.
Yeah. Send it to Parker. It's a T-shirt of Cappy. It says, everything's terrific.
Grant in LA is
very
the
funny.
best. He's the best.
Very funny. He is really good.
How come that guy doesn't ever show up to anything?
Yeah.
I guess is the allure that we don't really get to know him,
I think actually that's part of the thing, that we
Yeah.
don't know who he is other than he just like pops up on Twitter.
I mean,
with
he is
really good content.
He's really good, man. He's got that skill of photoshopping down to a science.
No doubt about it. All right. Let's talk some more basketball here. So, Brian Windhorst on the Hoop Collective. Was this on the Hoop Collective podcast, Lindsay? Just want to be sure.
This one about.
Or was it on TV?
Well, the secret number 2 seed was on TV. This was on First Take.
Right, but there were 2 windy sounds that you
Well,
had.
the other one it was Jay Will and Windy going back and forth, and when I cut it down, it's basically just Jay Will saying it.
Oh, okay, got it. All right, so let me hear the windy sound first. This is talking about the Warriors. Lakers lose to the Warriors yesterday. I want to hear this windy and the Warriors.
Yeah, Cappy's good friend.
What a whale of a fourth quarter between these two teams. You could really feel the desire from these two teams to try to win this because there's so much on the line. And the Warriors come out with, I think, their biggest win of the season, Stan. To go in on the 6th game of a road trip. They've been on the road for 2 straight weeks in a vitally important game for seeding in a place where the Lakers were 29-9 this year. They've been awesome at crypto. And to basically just pull it out, just tremendous performance. To win in Memphis and then to win in L.A. Now they get to go home for the 2 other games in this monster 4-game stretch, tomorrow against Denver and then over the weekend against Houston. These 4 games are going to determine where the Warriors are going to finish in the standings. And look, guys, They are sort of the secret number 2 seed here because when Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and Jimmy Butler play together, they're now 19-2. The lineup that started tonight, which included Brandon Pajemski in one of the games of his career tonight, they're 12-0. So when this team gets together, they are an absolute beast, but they could have very easily had 2 bad days and been in the play-in zone. To get this win puts them in great position to try to secure something outside the play-in and get them even maybe into a home court advantage series by the end of the weekend.
Pajemski, the pride of Santa Clara, George. How about that kid? That was quite a game last night, especially that first half in particular.
Yeah, I mean, he was fantastic. Was it, 8 of 10, right, from beyond the arc?
Yeah, which is ridiculous, including the banked-in mid-court shot from mid-court, and then the steal that he turned into a pull-up there. I mean, just everything was going down all net.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is one of the reasons why I think the Lakers, if they can talk themselves into, well, Luka's not going to shoot this poorly, Pods isn't going to shoot that well, Finney Smith isn't going to miss all of his shots, all of his threes, right? So there's ways you can talk yourself into the series, but a pretty even battle to me so far.
Yeah, but I'm seeing people on Twitter in particular in the Circle of Trust saying, I don't know what you guys are freaking out about. I mean, the Lakers were only down by 5 in the last couple of minutes of the game, really, about 2 minutes or so of the game. And they were only down by 5. Austin Reeves hit that 3 that brought it to 105-100. But then just as quickly, it became 109-100 in favor of Golden State.
Well, Cappy, there was to take that point a little bit further, there was the LeBron steal, right, after the, 4th Reeves 3 in a couple of minutes, and then Finney Smith had a wide-open 3 that would have cut the lead to 2 and still given the Lakers time to get a stop. But, yes, alas, didn't go in. And I thought all of that is, yes, both teams played well in the second half. It was the first half where the Lakers just weren't quite where they want to be, and, Luka took responsibility for how he started the game.
Yeah, and then even LeBron hit a big 3 late in that game. I want to say it turned this score to about 111 to 104. My point is they were just trying desperately to climb back in. And then Pajemski hit another one. Austin hit another one. Before you knew it, it was 119-110. And at that point of the broadcast, because I had to go back and watch it, at that point of the broadcast, Reggie Miller said, is this an all-star game? Because the bombs were just flying from all over the place. And they were going in. It was kind of the way they started the game. As hot as everybody was to start, is kind of the way everybody finished. But the Lakers just could not really claw their way back into contention. Everybody's saying what you said, Mike. There were a couple of opportunities to make steals and make plays at the end that could have, but they didn't. So I don't know that anybody's freaking out necessarily. I just think everybody's giving proper respect to a team in Golden State that
they're champions.
Right.
Come on.
Look, I get it that you don't have all 3 of the guys that were part of their championship core, okay? But you have 2 of the 3 players, and you still have the coach and the majority of his staff. So I think everybody's giving proper respect to Steph Curry, Steve Kerr, Draymond, obviously what Jimmy Butler has brought to this team. I don't think anybody's freaking out, but I don't want to see Golden State in the first round because I think it's a toss-up sort of a series.
I agree, and I even think Mike would agree with that too. But they deserve the credit that they're getting. 19-2 when those 3 guys play. I believe 20-5 overall. When even one of those guys are missing since the trade, so it's been pretty impressive what they've been able to do. Now, so you were telling me, Lindsay, that Jay Williams and Wendy were going back and forth about the Lakers and Warriors in regards to the rivalry.
Correct.
So all right, let me hear that part of the equation.
That it was easily Steph Curry. And this is the best rivalry that we have right now in the NBA between the Golden State Warriors and the Lakers because of the history of LeBron James and Steph. Now, LeBron James did his thing down the stretch that is going to prove to something to be a challenge of Golden State to stop with his size and his physicality. But look, them not having a rim protector, the way Steph is able to space out the floor, the way they're able to utilize him in continuity, and like Wendy said, Pajemski making shots from the outside, carrying the load in the first quarter to keep them in the game. But Steph Curry continues to prove that he is playing at an outer-world pace right now, and he's one of the reasons why people are going to choose him to end up in the Western Conference Finals.
Well, I don't think there's anybody else. You guys tell me, who else is there out there that when you think about great rivalries currently in the NBA that has championships up in Golden State, a championship down in L.A., superstar players that are well into their career. One's 40, one's 37. These are Olympic teammates and U.S. representatives and gold medal champions. I mean, to me, I don't think there's anybody that's even close. Is there? You guys tell me.
I don't think so. In regards to a rivalry currently, like
I would say
don't,
like
because
Denver up until this year, right?
yeah, but it was kind of like the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote for a long time. It felt
you're
like,
right.
you know what I mean? Like the Lakers have won one game. Let's not overreact here.
Well, the Lakers did beat in 2020, of course, they beat Jokic in the conference.
But that was a
finals.
long time ago and a completely different team now.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like they've
it's
added
within the last 5 years. That's to Lindsey's point. That's part
Right.
of a rivalry includes that win for the Lakers. Then the Nuggets
Sure,
got them back
I mean, I
twice.
guess.
Yeah, Nuggets up 2-3 in the playoff series, or sorry, 2-1 in the playoff series. But like LeBron versus Steph is clearly the best player-on-player rivalry, of course, in the NBA for the
Yes.
last 20 years. Team-wise, though, Lakers and Warriors really is just the meeting a couple of years ago. Other than that, they've never been good at the same time. So there isn't like this. Like there are a lot of teams in the West that hate the Lakers more than the Warriors hate the Lakers, and I don't think the Lakers have much animosity at all for the Warriors relative to some of the other franchises that they've played more. Because usually it was like the Lakers were really good, the Warriors were bad up until the time they got awesome right when the Lakers were down. And yeah.
Did he say in that clip that it was a LeBron versus Steph rivalry or a Lakers versus Warriors rivalry?
He said Laker Warriors, but
Okay.
then we were kind of qualifying it to say it's really more LeBron Steph.
You're right. I think you're
It really
actually
is,
you're right. But I'm also just trying to think about like the Eastern Conference, for example. I'm just trying to think of any other rivalry that
Well,
think about-
Lakers Celtics as teams is always going to be the one, right? It's
right.
to me.
But that's
right.
historic.
But I mean,
That's not
but they
current.
don't play each other
Yeah.
enough right now.
So like Boston, Miami, or Boston, New York, or Philly, New York, none of those qualify like the
Yeah,
Lakers
I mean,
and the
Boston,
Warriors.
Miami have had a lot of playoff series basically since 2010 or whatever. But
There's really no good
yeah,
rivalries
I mean,
in the
honestly,
East.
when people think of them, they think of the Knicks still. You know what I mean? Like as the rival.
Yeah,
but,
nothing crazy in the East right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate the Knicks.
Like,
Cavs fans
Yeah,
hate the
but-
Knicks, but you know.
yeah. I mean, right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Boston. I mean, Boston, Philly could have been. Had Philly actually fulfilled what they were
I see
supposed
what you
to
did
be.
there. Philly didn't fulfill. I like that. Good job, George.
Yeah. Yeah. So
you're so cute today. You know that?
Oh, he called me cute earlier,
Yeah,
George.
you guys both are. Now look at this, George. Look at this on YouTube right now. And everybody who's listening on radio, I'll always tell you, go back and listen and go watch what's going on the YouTube show. Here is Grant in LA's new T-shirt.
Everything's
it's new
terrific,
merch.
yes.
Everything is terrific.
With you, Cappy, you're saying
Oh, yeah.
that, yes.
Way to go, Grant.
Whose body is Cappy's head photoshopped onto there?
I don't know. Let me see that again. Let
It
put
looks
back
like a
up on there.
politician because that looks like a flag pin.
Yeah. That's I
And
don't
definitely
know
a
who it
white
is.
guy. Possibly Joe Biden?
I mean,
I don't know. Well,
it's not the current president because his tie is always red,
Yeah.
pink, or blue.
This
So I
has
don't-
stripes on it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
the
knows?
striped tie.
But anyway, in the interim, Cappy.
Yep.
Coming up, I want to make sure people know that on Monday,
Mm-hmm.
you, O'Shea, and producer Lindsay are going to be at Hollywood Park Casino. That's Monday, April 7th, for a special viewing of Monday Night Raw. One lucky listener who's there at Hollywood Park Casino on Monday with you, O'Shea, and Lindsay will win a pair of tickets to WrestleMania in Las Vegas. So RSVP for your spot right now to Hollywood Park Casino at ESPNLA.com. You must be present to win the grand prize, which is that pair of tickets to WrestleMania in Vegas. You got to be 21 or older to enter. Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room, now open 24/7. Michael, I know you have to run here, but thank you so much. As always, we appreciate every moment of your time.
Oh, yeah, dude. You provided fireworks here today.
Just been a pleasure, guys, as always. And I will speak to you soon. And Cappy, thanks for again acknowledging the sex of my child or the gender of my child.
I was going to
Appreciate
tell you to
learning
please
that.
make sure you wish all of your sons, all three of them,
Yep.
even the little guy, all right? Make sure you tell him that Uncle Cappy really likes that long hair he's rocking.
I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Thanks, Cappy.
All right.
Did you should show him a picture of Cappy with his man bun from back in the day.
You know what? Actually, we've been desperately asking Riggs if we can do I should say my wife really would like to kind of put his hair up and stuff like that, especially when he plays soccer.
Mhm.
And maybe, but he's kind of been resistant to it. But if we showed
Yeah.
him an inspirational figure like Cappy, maybe that would do the trick. So
Or-
please send that.
Cappy, send Trudell a picture of your man bun from
Okay.
back in the day.
Or-
When you were interviewing Tiger Woods or whatever.
Right, Michael, here's another thought. Why don't you show him a picture of Austin Reeves and get him to wear a headband? Or show him a picture of, Lindsay, who's your favorite quarterback now in Tampa? What's his name? I
Baker.
can't believe it. Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, no, we tried with some of we tried to show him some old David Beckham looks, because he had all the different hairstyles with it, and he had the man.
Yeah,
and Gareth Bale always had a great man bun for a while, so we tried to show him some of those, and he was still resistant. So maybe you'll be the one that does the trick, Cappy.
Hey, I'll send
Look
you
at that,
picture.
Cappy.
I'll send you the picture.
By
of the
the way,
bun.
funny story today before Michael leaves. I'm in the car picking up Mateo today, early dismissal, and I'm in the car, and he's like, "Dad, is that your show?" And I said, "No," and he goes, "Is it Cappy's?" And I said, "No." I said, "It's Mason in Ireland," and he's like, "Oh,
just oh."
Yeah.
Just
Who was he less inspired by, Mason or Ireland?
Well, Mason wasn't on
today. Yeah,
Oh.
so I'm going to say Ireland.
Okay, gotcha.
Maybe today it was. It could have been Andy. Maybe he was like, maybe he heard us say, "Come on, Andy," so many.
Come on, Andy.
Come on, Andy. All right, well,
never
see you
know.
guys.
Could have been Pepe. Could have been Mike.
I'm
All
out.
right, Mike. Have a
later.
great broadcast tonight. Thank you for stopping by.
George, speaking of our boy Mason, who's been off all week, as you know.
He's in Vegas.
He is in Vegas now. I got to give Mason credit. I really do.
Yeah.
He is a very good listener, and when you tell him something, if you give Steve Mason a strong suggestion,
Yeah,
he
he'll do
actually takes you up on it.
Oh, no
so,
doubt. Yeah.
So when I came back from Vegas about a month or so ago, when I was up there for the Rock and Roll Half Marathon, and I saw the Eagles, I told Mason, he said, "Where'd you stay?" I said, "I stayed at the Fontainebleau." He goes, "Oh, where's that?" I said, "Oh, dude, it's all the way down at the other end of the strip, dude. It's across from Circus and a little short of the Stratosphere." So, as the strip is expanding in Vegas, they built this monster mega hotel. It's kind of by the convention center. And he goes, "Oh, you really liked it? It was great." I said, "Mace, I'm telling you, it was great. Brand new, it was awesome." He's staying there. And I give him credit. He actually listens, takes your suggestions, and then takes you up on it. And then tonight, our boy Mason is going to see the Eagles at the Sphere. Because
did your guy hook him up?
my guy, my best friend, what are you
Deacon?
talking about, my guy? Deacon Fry, yeah.
Yeah.
And I said to Mason, I go, "Mason, let me just tell you something right now. For all the cool things you've ever done in your career, from calling Olympic bobsledding to anything else you've ever done, to hosting the Tom Snyder show, whatever the case may be, of all the cool things you've ever done, just think about this tonight. When you're in the Sphere and you're watching the Eagles and you're in the suite and you're looking at Deacon down on the stage playing his music and everybody
Just remember
there,
he was at your party smoking a doobie.
just remember he was at your birthday party. Okay, this guy's now your pal. He's been in your house. That's why you're in his suite. That's why you're going all VIP. While all these other 20,000 people are looking at him with this tremendous adoration, just remember, that's your boy."
And then you were gonna. I thought you were gonna throw in, and I introduced you to him.
No, I'm not. No. Because what I did was I didn't keep them all for myself. I gave them to everybody. I just walked him into the party and said, "Hey, everybody, here he is. He's yours." And everybody now has his phone number, and nobody has to call me and go, "Hey, I want to go see the Eagles at the Sphere. Can you ask Deacon?" No, you have his phone number. Ramona can call
I did
him
not
if she
get his
wants.
phone number because I'm not as chummy as the rest of the people around here.
Well, I'll tell you what. He likes you, and he's a big fan of yours. So if you
I'm
want to
sure
go,
you can give him my number if you'd like, Cappy.
I can.
But
give
I'm not.
him your
I
number?
wasn't at. Yeah, you can give him my number. It's fine.
Okay. All right.
If he wants to talk hoops, that's cool.
Okay. You know whose number I think you should give me? I'd like to have a conversation with him, and I don't have his number.
Here we go.
JJ.
Yeah, would you give me JJ Redick's phone number? I want to text him.
Less than 0% chance that will
All right,
ever
then I'm not giving Deacon your number.
happen. Okay, then don't do it.
All right, give me JJ's number.
No.
What's the problem?
Cappy, he doesn't even know who you are.
Right, but I'll introduce myself.
That was
It's
a great
true.
laugh. That was a great laugh.
All right, I'll give you an example. I'm going to give you an
Less
example.
than 0. I've met Deacon, and that's fine. I didn't even offer to give him my number, but I said if you want to give him mine, that's fine. And then you asked me for somebody's number who you've never even met.
That's fine. I'll make an introduction. I'll let
Cappy
him know
just
who I am.
feels like he knows him because he sees him so much on
Right,
TV, and then when he was, doing the games, and when he's
Right.
doing his lap.
Yeah, right. Okay, George, here's an example for you. You ready?
Okay.
All right, let me tell you what happened. So my son works at a company. I'll tell you the name of the company. It doesn't matter.
No, I know. You told me.
My son works at a company called Upper Deck.
Yeah,
Right?
the card company, the old
Right.
card company.
And one of the things that they have him doing right now is he's got to try and find like retired NHL players. I don't know exactly what the project is, but I think it has something to do with like getting their cards rights or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. So my son comes home and he shows me a spreadsheet and he goes, "Hey, Dad, look, I got to find these hockey players and I got to find contact information for these hockey players. Do you happen to know anybody on the list? You know, you might as well ask, right?" So I look up this list, and it's a list of old New York Rangers players, okay? And I see 2 names on there. One, Barry Beck, who was my favorite NHL hockey player when I was a little kid. Because Barry Beck was one of those guys who played without a helmet. He had a big afro of red hair. He was tall. He was like 6'5" in real life, but like 6'8" on skates. And he played for the Colorado Rockies before they came the New Jersey Devils, and before the Avalanche ever showed up. And they were so bad that all they would do was fight. So I love this guy, Barry Beck. He was my favorite player. He then went to become a player on the Rangers, but he played for the Rangers, and they were actually good, so he didn't do a lot of fighting. He did a lot of hockey playing. So I said, I don't have his number, but he's like one of my favorite players. And I scrolled down on the spreadsheet, George, and I see a player by the name of, you ready? Tell me if you remember this name. Old school NHL player. Ron Duguay.
Yeah.
Ron Duguay was a player for the Rangers way back when, probably in like the 70s, 80s-ish, I'm saying, maybe 80s,
yeah,
90s.
I remember the super long hair.
Right, he had long hair. He didn't wear a helmet. He was super good looking. And I know this is going to sound a little ridiculous, but he was kind of like the hockey version of Joe Namath before him. Joe Namath was like a playboy and a ladies' man, nightlife in New York, and Ron Duguay sort of had that same reputation with the Rangers. So my son says, "Do you know anybody on this list?" And I go, I know Ron Duguay. He goes, "How do you know Ron Duguay?" I said, "Oh, man, years and years ago, I did this thing with him, and we skated on the ice together, and I know him, You got his number?" I go, "Yeah, I got his number. What do you want? What are you going to do with it?" He goes, "I'm going to call him. I mean, we got to call him. This is my job. I got to call the guy. I got to try and get his ice." You know what I did, George? I gave him Ron Duguay's number. I just gave it to him. Well, I'm your partner. Give me JJ's freaking number.
No. But you know Ron Duguay. And he's your son. You're not my son. If Mateo wanted JJ's number, I would give it to
you. You give JJ's number to Mateo.
He doesn't even know how to text, so sure.
Does he have a phone?
No.
Well, then I guess giving Mateo JJ's number is actually okay.
I mean, Mateo did say this morning when I was on the phone with George, "Did you know that the Warriors beat the Lakers?" So he knows.
Yeah. We're big on the ESPN app right now, and it's just kind of like, we're at the 6-year-old stage of I'm looking at the ESPN app and just kind of reciting what transpired the night before while I was in bed is kind of what we're doing.
Maybe he wants to talk some sense into JJ because he's upset that the Lakers lost.
Yeah, maybe.
But not you, Cappy, not you.
Is there anybody's number that you want from me that I could trade with you?
Nope, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
I'll give you Dave Roberts' number for JJ Redick's number.
I have Dave Roberts' number.
All right, I'll give you Sean McVay's number for JJ Redick's
I have Sean
number.
McVay's too. Yeah.
I'll give you Les Snead's number for JJ Redick's number.
I don't really want Les Snead's number.
I'll give you Rob Pelinka's number for JJ Redick's number.
I'm good.
Let's do a number trade.
No.
I'll give you
I
Matthew
don't want
Stafford's
one of your numbers.
You don't want any? There's not one number that I have that you want.
I don't want. I'm good. I've got a lot of numbers. I'm fine.
You sure about that?
I don't need any more numbers.
I'll give you Patrick Mahomes'
If anything,
number.
I got too many numbers.
You do you?
You don't have Patrick Mahomes' number, Cap.
I know, but Lindsay, I'll make it up, and then I'll give it to George, and then he'd give me JJ Redick's number.
Hey, I just saw I have JJ's number. What do you want to trade me?
I'll trade you. What do you want? I'll give you Kevin Stefanski's number for JJ Redick's number.
I already have his number.
I'll give you Evan Mobley's number for JJ Redick's number.
You did meet Evan Mobley, but I doubt you got his number.
I will consider that, Cap. I would consider it.
You consider a trade?
Actually, I don't think I could do it because George would put the embargo on it. I would feel like I betrayed him.
By giving me JJ's number?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because he said that he doesn't want to give it to you. So then if
we would charge you a tariff.
You're gonna tariff me? You're gonna charge me a tariff? Wow, everything is
terrific. Callback.
Everything is terrific. I hope you're watching the YouTube show, people. I really do, because there it is.
That was very funny.
Lindsay, I'll give you Bernie Kosar's number for JJ's number.
I can give you Bernie Kosar's number. I got that.
Pretty sure everyone has that one.
I'll give you Marty Schottenheimer's number, but unfortunately my
He's
coach
passed
ain't gonna
away.
answer. I know, but he's still got a number. Still got a number.
Right, that's probably somebody else's number now.
I mean, we'll call him up and find out. Yo, is this
Just
Marty?
randomly call Marty Schottenheimer's old number and see who picks up.
I'm looking for, like, Cleveland legends here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No JJ number for you.
How about this, Lindsay? I give you Kyrie's number.
I have Kyrie's number, actually. It's probably not the same number, but I had it when he played in Cleveland. I'm sure he's changed it.
Okay.
You know,
Speaking of football.
As a radio producer, I always save things, you know?
Okay. How about Deshaun Watson? I'll give you Deshaun Watson's number.
I don't need that one.
Okay, you don't want that one, huh?
Yeah.
No.
Kenny
How about
Pickett?
Geno Smith, Cappy? Says he got a new contract. You want Geno Smith's number?
Lindsay, you want it?
I'm good,
No,
but
you.
Cappy, you
I'll
want it,
take
Raider
it. Yeah,
Cap?
I'd love to talk. Yeah, Raider Cap would love to talk to Geno. What'd you think about this contract that Geno got from the Raiders?
I mean, it's smart. I mean, it kind of fits the timeline. I mean, your boy Pete's not going to be around forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying he's passing away. I'm just saying, like, he's not going to be the coach for a long, long time there. So, he's familiar with him. He's comfortable with him. They want to run the ball. They're probably going to draft Ashton Genty, if I had to guess. Although I'd be curious to see what happens if Shador is there because of Brady and the connection with Shador. Like, Shador, if he gets past the Raiders, I think the Saints would probably be the next team. I mean, your boy Derek Carr's there, though,
Yeah, man.
Derek Carr feeling.
Hey, man. Hey, I don't need no Shador Sanders coming here, man. I mean, I don't need that, Yeah.
Did Derek Carr turn into Elvis?
That's right. He did.
It's very similar, actually.
Right.
Derek Carr
It's the
these days.
same thing, yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, he's not getting past the Steelers, though. Like,
I don't
the
know.
Steelers
There's
need
people saying that like
pretty
he's gonna fall potentially to the second round.
No, I don't buy that.
I'm not either. That's pre-draft nonsense.
Okay.
Yeah, agreed.
But hey, listen, it certainly
Look
will
at
make for an
you,
interesting
Cappy.
story.
Pre-draft nonsense.
Nonsense.
Actually, we should do a segment about that, like leading up to the draft. Hashtag pre-draft nonsense.
We should do a segment where we just knock every single one of these players so that they all fall to the second round. Jackson Dart becomes the number 1 overall pick.
Dude, Jackson Dart's a guy they're talking about. If Shador's gone, that the Steelers would take him.
Jackson
You're going
Dart-
to take Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart is becoming this year's J.J. McCarthy.
Yes, he's like rising. Yes.
Right.
He's good, though.
But I will say this. I don't think that the Raiders would take Shador, and here's why. By the way, if he makes it to 6. Because you just paid. Now, listen, there's precedent. I was going to say you just paid Geno.
It's only 2 years.
I know, but the precedent is that last year Atlanta went out and paid Kirk Cousins. Then they went and drafted Michael Penix. And then by the end of the year, they realized Kirk Cousins, at least from their perspective, was washed. And they're willing to keep him and hold him and use him as an insurance policy. I don't think the Raiders, having just signed Geno, I don't think you draft a player like Shador to have him mature over a year or two and sit behind a Geno Smith. I think if you're Pete Carroll, you're trying to win as fast as possible, and drafting a future quarterback of the organization is not how you do it. So I don't think the Raiders will do that.
So you don't even think Brady would consider it, considering his relationship with Shador?
Of course I think he'd consider it because of everything you just talked about. Listen, Brady was the mentor to Shador Sanders. Shador talked
Since
about it
he's
all
a
the
child.
time. Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're Dion and you've got access to Brady and your kid's going to be a quarterback, that's who you call. Everybody else got a private quarterback coach. My kid's coach is Tom Brady. How's your kid's coach? So I understand why there would be consideration. But if you're Brady and you're Pete Carroll and you want to win as fast as possible, do you want to draft a quarterback of the future, or do you want to draft somebody that can get on the field and help you immediately?
Well, you already have someone that's going to help you immediately and at the quarterback position. I feel like the Raiders. Well, I mean, the Raiders. What do they have? They need a running back, but I don't think you need to draft Ashton Genty. You can find yourself another running back.
But that'd be
there's always good running backs.
That'd be a good pick for them.
Unless you think Ashton Genty is like really, really, really.
Like you think he's like Barry Sanders or something, right? Yeah, I don't know, but
yeah. If you think that Ashton Genty is going to be an every down back, and he's going to be a premier back immediately, then Ashton Genty's a great play. Put it this way: what would you rather do? Would you rather have Ashton Genty, who can contribute immediately, or would you rather have Shador Sanders, who's going to sit for a year or maybe 2?
Well, you got to be able to tussle both, though. Like that's part of being, a professional franchise.
What do you mean?
You got to be able to do a little bit of both. You got to get guys for now and get guys for later.
Right. So I got Geno for now, and I would take Genty for now. but I don't necessarily need to have a guy like Shedeur sitting around. I think Ashton Genty, this is me if I'm a Raider executive, if I think that Ashton Genty can be a comp to Saquon Barkley, then that's the guy I'm going to take. That's the player I would take because I think he can help me immediately.
That's quite a comp.
Well, I mean, if you looked at Saquon Barkley's college career and you look at Ashton Genty's college career, I mean, I don't think that it's that far off. It's just that we know what Saquon Barkley has become.
Yeah, you're right.
You know,
hindsight.
So,
I think there are other good running backs in this draft, though. There
probably are, and I've never really been a big fan of drafting.
I mean, Omarion
a running
Hampton
back.
in North Carolina, but he could sneak into the first round. Like I'm telling you, I've done this kid's ACC,
well,
bro.
ACC, I know you, bro. Right.
This kid is built like an Adonis. Okay,
You mean like Ashton Genty?
I think he's got a better body than Genty does.
Yeah, you like him, huh?
I think he can be as good a back as anyone. Yeah, as anyone in this draft.
Hey now,
late on that one.
Omarion Hampton.
Oh my. All right. Well, hey, listen, Raider Cap is in the house, getting ready for the draft. Is the draft in Green Bay this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. And then is it next year in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Yinzer know that?
Yins are going to get
Yinzer
down
don't know?
over there. Yins are going to get down and pound a couple of irons down over there for the draft in that, eh?
Yeah. So the Raiders have the 5th pick in the second round. You may be able to get Hampton in that pick.
You may be able to get
You
Shedeur
can get your
in that
running
pick.
back there. You're not getting Shedeur at the 37th pick. You just said that was pre-draft nonsense.
I'm going with what Lindsay said, you know? Trying to get Lindsay to give me JJ's
I'm just going with the internet,
number.
you know?
Yeah, I do.
By the way, Cappy, I had a quick stop in Pittsburgh while I went home.
Mm-hmm.
And that place is the most confusing place to drive in I've ever been in my life.
Oh, yeah. It's considered one of the hardest cities in the country to get around.
I mean,
Boston's pretty close, I would
I've never
say.
been to Boston, so I will say that. But there's you're on the freeway and there's bridges going everywhere, and then you have to come to a complete stop to get around a curve on the freeway. It was nuts.
The reason it's so hard to get around there is because all those roads were probably built in like the 30s, 40s, 50s, you know, and there's no space to upgrade them because there's all those bridges throughout the town.
Yeah, it was not fun driving there.
Yeah,
It
there's
freaked
a
me
lot
out.
more people and there's a lot more cars.
They have a nice arena, though.
Oh, yeah, where the Penguins plays a
Yeah,
really nice
it's
arena.
really nice.
Yeah.
They have a great sports, whole
The
like
Igloo.
stadium.
Yeah.
Well, it was the Igloo.
It
now
looked
they got a new
really
one.
cool driving in, like the
Yeah.
whole area. It looks awesome, all lit up.
Yeah, when you go in through the Fort Pitt tunnels and you've got the football stadium and the baseball stadium to your left, and you've got the whole downtown area and the river to your right, dude, it's a beautiful city. People don't realize how beautiful it is there.
It is
But
a
it
pretty
is.
city, yeah.
It is. What do you say, Georgie? What do you think? You want to do a little big deal or no deal coming up, or what do you think?
Let's do it, El Capitan. And by the way, join Cappy, O'Shea, and Lindsay for a special viewing of Monday Night Raw, April 7th. That's Monday at Hollywood Park Casino. And one lucky listener that attends the event at Hollywood Park Casino will win a pair of tickets to WrestleMania in Las Vegas. So you got to RSVP for your spot to go to Hollywood Park Casino. Go to ESPNLA.com, all right, because space is limited. Must be present to win the grand prize of the pair of tickets to WrestleMania in Vegas. Must be 21 or older to enter. Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room, now open 24/7.
Join Cappy, O'Shea Jackson Jr., producer Lindsay, and I for a special Monday Night Raw watch party here at Hollywood Park Casino. You can win tickets to the biggest wrestling event in Las Vegas, plus a round-trip airfare and a one-night stay. You must be present to win and 21 years or older to enter. Park, party, and play here at Hollywood Park Casino.
And the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement, and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gat today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergat.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergat.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergat.com.
Hey, LA, let's talk trash. Food waste, that is. Tossing your food scraps in the regular trash sends them to landfills where they release harmful gases like methane. Fight global warming by simply sorting your food scraps and placing them in your green bin. It's quick, it's easy, it helps protect our planet. Ready to do your part? Visit cleanla.com or call 888-CLEAN-LA for more tips. This message funded by Cal Recycle.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room. Now open 24/7. Enjoy Century Bar and Grill's flavorful menu for lunch or late night dinners. Catch up with friends on game days while watching your favorite teams, or unwind and enjoy live music and crafted cocktails inside the Rays Lounge. Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, located next to SoFi Stadium, the Forum, and the all-new Intuit Dome. Hollywood Park Casino must be 21 plus to enter. For more info, go to playhpc.com.
We've all heard mortgage rates have finally moved down. So if you've gotten a mortgage in the last 2 years, contact the Loan Exchange to check on lowering your mortgage payment. Today, the Loan Exchange is offering a 30-year fixed free closer loan at 5.99% rate and APR. That's right, there are no closing costs. Wow! You can lower your monthly payment without increasing your loan balance. Isn't it worth a few minutes of your time to find out how much the Loan Exchange can lower your payment? By the way, if rates go down further next year, you can do the same thing again without any closing costs. Call the Loan Exchange at 855-752-9944 or go to theloanexchange.com for a free closer 30-year fixed rate and APR of 5.99%. NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. Call 855-752-9944 or visit theloanexchange.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text TIGER to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text TIGER to 321-321. That's TIGER to 321-321.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Take a look at me.
I feel like your fat is less visceral.
Oh, really?
The LA Afternoon Takeover rolls on right now.
All right, big deal or no deal. Take it away, Linz.
All right, guys. So, torpedo bats have taken the baseball world by storm, and one MLB pitcher wants to level the playing field. Phillies pitcher Matt Strahm posted on Twitter the other day, quote, "Let them use whatever bat they want. Let's just allow pitchers to use whatever hitters use to grip a bat better. I'm just a pitcher, but I'm assuming better grip helps you swing harder." So I don't think this is really like a huge deal that he tweeted this, but I want to ask you guys, does he have a point?
Well, he does, but here's the problem. Every sport wants more offense. And rules are designed essentially to create more offense because fans like scoring. So baseball took from pitchers the sticky stuff, and I don't really know what the data tells us. Did offense go up dramatically once the sticky stuff went away?
It did go up.
Yeah, it did.
It did
I
go
think
up.
it did.
So good. So you see, so it worked. So for a pitcher to say, hey, look, these guys use everything they can, whatever it is on their hands, whatever it is on their gloves, whatever it is on the tape on the bat, they do that for better grip. So how come they can get a better grip, but we can't get a better grip? And here's why. Because we want you to throw batting practice, okay? That's why.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, that's the reality. They do want offense. I mean, that's where every sport is trended.
But it's not fair.
Life ain't fair.
Lindsay, life is just not fair. It's just like tariffs.
You're right, Cappy.
You know?
All right, so next one here. As you guys, we talked about earlier, that Colorado had their workout pro day today for their players. And Travis Hunter went to dinner with the Browns last night. So I was thinking about it, like picturing Travis Hunter going out to dinner with like the Browns with Kevin Stefanski and Jimmy Haslam and Andrew Berry. And I was thinking to myself, like, in this situation, let's pretend you're Travis Hunter or like a job interview where you're out to dinner. Like, what do you what is the proper etiquette there? Would you order an appetizer? Would you like
No, you go the whole meal. I mean, they're inviting you to dinner. You eat your meal.
So let's say you got a steak.
You're having dinner with a billionaire.
Well, yeah. Like, do you go all out? Do you order the most expensive thing on the menu,
Yes.
or do you order what would you do?
I order what I want to order.
Right. Yeah, and I
That's
don't
it.
think to myself, hey, you know, I'm out with Mr. Haslam here, the owner of the Browns, and his coach that makes $8 million a year, and his general manager who's making $5 million a year. Gee, I don't really want to over order. Gosh, maybe I should get the petite filet for $48 rather than the 8-ounce filet for $58.
Okay, so in that realm, Cappy, let's say you did order the 8-ounce filet or whatever it was that you wanted to order, and you get it, and it's a little bit undercooked. Would you have any hesitation sending it back in that situation? Because
that's
again,
good meat right there. You just got to eat it, man. That's good.
Again,
I mean, I like it that way, but yes. I mean, I don't know.
Let's say it's not cooked to your liking. Would you ever send a dish back? Because again, you're like, and you know, this is kind of like a job interview, and your mannerisms and the way you react to certain things might, trigger things one way or the other, and it says a lot about you. So, what would you do if your food was not cooked to your liking?
Well, first of all, I am the worst at this.
Okay.
I never send anything back. Even if something's really not good, like, hey, I really wanted this, it didn't come out the way I expected it, it's not very good, I just won't touch it. And then if somebody comes over to the table and I go, oh, are you done? I'm like, well, you can see I barely touch it. And they're like, something wrong? It just wasn't right. I don't know. I never send anything back. But I will say this. If a steak, I always order a steak medium. I know a lot of people go medium rare. I like medium. If it's undercooked, I will say, hey, can you just a little bit more? I don't like it so red and raw.
But then that's fine. That happens all the time.
Just a little bit.
You wouldn't feel weird being like, oh, these guys are looking at
not really because here's the thing. A, if I'm him, I'm like, do I want to play for the Browns? That's number one.
Let's say you do.
Okay. Well, then B, they want me. So I don't have to be on my best behavior per se. I don't have to be careful with what I'm ordering.
Okay.
They want me.
Okay, so would you order a glass of wine or alcohol?
So I generally don't drink when I'm having anything to do with work.
Right, business meeting.
Right. You heard the story.
What if Jimmy Haslam orders a drink? Do you order a drink?
Well, first of all, not if I'm a 21 or 22-year-old kid. Probably not.
Right.
But I understand what you're getting at here.
I'm just curious because it had me thinking that would be a very stressful, not stressful, but that'd be kind of, I don't know. I'd feel very uptight in that situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't usually drink too much when it comes to work events. I told you guys a story a few weeks ago where one of our marketing consultants told one of the other marketing consultants, well, hey, if you want to drink a little bit tonight in the suite, Cappy will drink with you. And I looked at him and I said, why would you say that? I don't quite understand why you say that. He goes, well, because just every time we're in the suite, you're always drinking. I'm like, what am I drinking? He's like, I don't know. You always have a plastic cup with a clear liquid and there's a lime in there. I assume that was vodka soda. I'm like, no, just soda. I don't drink when I'm around work stuff.
It's probably a smart principle to have.
Yeah, just because who knows if you do something stupid or say something stupid.
I was just curious about because again, it'd be weird. What if they order a bottle of wine, and they offer me a glass? Do I take it? Yes or no? I feel like a lot of it would be like a mind game, they're trying to see how you would react to certain things.
Well,
I don't know, man. If somebody offered me a glass of wine and they bought the bottle, and asked me if I drank wine already. And by the way, sometimes at that age, people don't drink wine.
Exactly.
So I think that's also part of the equation too. But if it were like, if I drank wine, I'd be like, sure, I'll have a glass. Why not?
God, I was at a dinner recently, and I was with this pal of mine, and it was kind of my turn to buy dinner, And last time we'd had dinner, it was me, him, his wife, my girlfriend, and we all went out to dinner, and the bill came, and I was like, no, let's split it. And he goes, no, I got it. He goes, you get it the next time. I said, oh, okay, I'll get it the next time. So now he and I go to dinner. It's just the two of us. And I'm prepared to buy dinner, But, man, this dude, first he ordered caviar. Now, I don't know about you guys. I would never order caviar. And then the caviar got to the table. And I was like, well, he ordered it, and I'm paying for it. So I might as well
You've never
eat some
had
of
it, or you've had it?
No, I've had it, but it's not
okay.
something.
You just don't like it, right?
Well, it's not that I don't like it. It's just that it's not something I would ever order.
How much was it per ounce or whatever?
George, I don't know. When the bill showed up, I said I got it. Not only did he order caviar, he also ordered a moderately expensive bottle of red wine. That, of course, I didn't want to eat the caviar, and I didn't want to drink the red wine. I was happy with a salad and water. And by the way, tap water. It didn't even have to be bottled water.
Because caviar, you usually go anywhere between $75 $100 an ounce at a restaurant.
It was, and this was a very fancy restaurant. Believe me.
Well, was this guy somebody who normally has very expensive taste, or do you
Yes.
think he was just taking advantage of knowing that you were paying for dinner?
No, he wasn't.
Okay,
he was not taking advantage. He was just what George was talking about. He just was going to order what he was going to order.
Well, he was doing you a solid then by letting you pick up the bill when it was just the two of you, and not like the wives,
Oh, there's no doubt about it that I absolutely appreciate it.
Right, you would have had to have spent more on caviar.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the menu of this restaurant we went to. This place
What's it called?
This place is a very expensive restaurant, very fancy. They don't even have the prices on the menu online.
What's it called?
That's never a good sign.
Yeah,
that's
that's
a
never
bad
good.
sign.
What kind of wine did you have?
I actually took a picture of the bottle to show it to you.
Oh yeah, send it to me.
I will. And it was good.
How much was it?
But
I'm sure it was good. It sounds like by the guy's taste, yeah.
Lindsay, I did not look at the bill in an itemized way. I looked at one thing.
What was
the
the total?
final number.
What was the total?
The total.
I'm embarrassed to tell you.
Tell
I'm
us.
Completely embarrassed.
$500?
$750.
No, it was a little. It was in between.
$350.
You guys were right in between.
Oh, so it was $600.
It was
5 bills.
It was embarrassing.
Oh my God, that's a lot for two people to eat dinner,
Well,
especially with these tariffs.
Dude, the guy.
I mean,
right.
dude, caviar is $100 an ounce.
I'm telling you right now, this guy
That's
orders
before
the
the tariffs.
So between the caviar, which I think was probably more than that, and the bottle of wine, which was probably $150, and he knew he got me. Like this guy's he's an investor in our company, and so I knew I had to entertain the guy.
Oh,
So
business.
So there was no way I was getting out of this. No way I was.
Because he's
getting out of
giving
it.
you money for cited.
Well, so you know what I told him? I go.
So you got to give him money.
Right. So that's what I told him. I go, this dinner cost me a lot, but on the other hand, it kind of cost you a lot.
Yeah. Hold on. What's up, Mateo?
Yo, Mateo, what's up?
I know.
Talk to me.
I got it. We got it for you. A new
Let me
iPad.
know.
You need a new iPad.
We still have one more break, guys, by the way.
It's
Yeah,
Friday.
We got a break. Do you want to say hi to Uncle Cappy?
Hi, Mateo.
Hi! Oh, he is lovely today.
What's up, Mateo? I like that Stanford shirt you're wearing, buddy. Let's make sure you go
He
there.
likes your Stanford shirt.
Yeah, work hard. Go to Stanford. Hey,
You can be a tree.
Look at this
And
guy's
his
an athlete.
underoos, his shark underwear. Yeah.
I like those underoos.
All right. Well, let's go to break. We have one more break because we have Dealer's Choice coming up.
Yes, we do. I'm going to
All right,
find
let's
this
do
bottle
that
of wine
next.
and send it to you.
All right.
And see what you think of it.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/LA right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hey guys, you feel it? Days are getting longer, sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is right around the corner. Here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams. One thing really all ties it together, and that's enjoying it all with good friends and a cold Coors Light. Pick up Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investment to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover train will quickly move guests between all terminals, the new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and a kiss and fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less. And trains depart every 2 minutes, beginning in early 2026. Learn more on this website, lawa.org/ESPN.
With Progressive's collision coverage, my family gets up to $1,000 for vet bills if I'm injured in a car accident. And that makes this Chihuahua really feel like part of the family. What's that? I don't sound like a Chihuahua? Oh, I'm sorry. What exactly am I supposed to sound like? I guess all Chihuahuas are high-strung, riding around in expensive designer purses. Actually, I prefer riding in cars. So I appreciate that my family protects me with Progressive's pet collision coverage. Okay, maybe I am a little high-strung. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Dealer's choice coming up because we got like 3 minutes. We'll have less by the time we actually toss it to Cappy. Thank you to Michael Trudell for stopping by today. Excellent work, DeAndre, Lindsay, Parker, and the crew back there, man. You guys rocked it today. Great job there, Jack.
You guys were terrific.
Yes, exactly. All right, Cappy, tell us about Dealer's Choice today.
Well, first of all, before I get to Dealer's Choice, I want to tell everybody that the Dealer's Choice Real Deal is brought to you by Seller's Advantage. If you want to sell your house before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. They'll buy it with an as-is competitive cash offer. No repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer. That's 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com. I'm just checking to find out our out time so that I know how much time I have. Okay. George, two things real quick. Number one, did anybody today feel a sonic boom?
No.
9:19 a.m. this morning, George. I thought like an Amazon guy showed up at my house and dropped a box off and must have dropped it and slammed it into my front door. Like my whole house shook. I was like, it wasn't an earthquake because it didn't have that feel, but there was this boom and my whole house shook. Turns out SpaceX landed an aircraft that has been flying around the earth for the last 4 days, and it landed in the ocean in Oceanside. So people in Orange County and in San Diego all felt, or not everybody, but felt this sonic boom And I don't know if a sonic boom is when the aircraft re-enters the atmosphere or when it actually drops into the water. I had no idea, but it freaked me the hell out. So that's the first thing. The second thing, I want to just remind everybody, because a lot of you guys have asked me, so I'm going to give you a little heads up here. George, 6:30 a.m., actually about 6:45 a.m. Saturday morning, so tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
We have a horse called Raging Torrent. This horse won a Grade 1.
The
Malibu Stakes at Santa Anita, Grade 1. The Grade 2 Pat O'Brien at Del Mar. And now the horse is running in a $1 million race in Dubai at 6:45 in the morning. And we are the overwhelming favorite, George, 9-5. So let's go, Great Friends Racing Stables. Let's go Raging Torrent, and let's win a big race. Now, George, did you look at my bottle of wine that I sent you?
I did, yeah. It's a nice bottle. Jean-Michel Ganu.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
All I know is it was expensive as
It's
hell.
a nice little French bottle. If your guy likes French wine, I'll send you one that he should look into. All right, we're done here, Cappy. Excellent work, Lindsay, DeAndre, the whole crew in the back, the COT, Christopher didn't do anything today, but whatever. Michael Trudell.